حي على الفلاح.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن قارون كان من قوم موسى فبغى عليهم وآتيناه من الكنوز ما إن مفاتحه لتنوء بالعصبة أولي القوة إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح إن الله لا يحب الفرحين وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغ الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة
If you're doing online meetings, you have to try Crisp. With the magic of a click,
وأشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا ولا يسأل عن ذنوبهم المجرمون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على من لا نبي بعده وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We commence by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sending blessings and salutations upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask the Almighty to bless him and his entire household, those who supported him from day one. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all his companions, as well as every single one of us and our offspring to come up to the day of Qiyamah, not forgetting those who have struggled and strove through the years in order to preserve this deen in a way that today it has come to us. May Allah use us to do the same for the future generations. Beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, this evening we will be talking about the purification of the soul. The believer, as you know, is only successful if he develops his link with his Maker and cleanses his heart. We refer to the heart, we refer to the soul. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about cleansing oneself from the sins that are apparent as well as those that are hidden. So in the Quran he says, وَذَرُوا ظَاهِرَ الْإِثْمِ وَبَاطِنَهُ. Leave and abandon all sins, whether they are outward or hidden, inward, inside. And I'm sure we all know that the outward sins are quite clear for everyone to see. Those which are inside are sometimes completely invisible to the rest. It is only through interaction that some of them can be picked up, and sometimes even with interaction, some of these sins cannot be picked up. So it is up to us to purify not only the soul but the heart, knowing that some of the scholars refer to the heart and the soul using the same term, and some have separated the two. What we do need to understand is that the heart is described in the hadith of halal and haram, which appears in Sahih Muslim, narrated by An-Nu'man ibn Bashir radiyallahu anhu. إن الحلال بين وإن الحرام بين وبينهما أمور مشتبهات لا يعلمهن كثير من الناس. Halal is quite clear and haram is also quite clear. And between the two, there may be a gray area where people may not know, is this halal or is this haram? So the hadith continues to say, فَمَنِ اتَّقَى الشُّبُهَاتِ فَقَدْ اسْتَبْرَأَ لِدِينِهِ وَعِرْضِهِ وَمَنْ وَقَعَ فِي الشُّبُهَاتِ وَقَعَ فِي الْحَرَامِ. Whoever stays away from that which is doubtful has protected himself and his religion, and whoever falls into that which is doubtful has fallen into haram. If I can stop there for a moment and quickly explain, if a person were to be told that this particular piece of food that you're about to eat is poisonous, and as soon as you put it in your mouth, you will die. And 20 people are saying that to him, and another 20 say, no, don't worry, it's fine, it's okay, we've checked it out, and so on, and you can eat it. That is a very clear example of what we are saying today, meaning in this hadith. If you were to put it in your mouth, it's as though you've committed suicide, you're gone. You've killed yourself. Because 20 are saying this and 20 are saying that. And if you were to leave it, you would save yourself completely. So there is no risk involved by leaving it, and yet by taking it, you are definitely risking your life. This is as far as a foodstuff goes, which may be poisonous. But when it comes to the deen,
Right now is the greatest time in human history to be a knowledge entrepreneur. With Thinkific, you can
and what Allah has revealed and sent down, there are things that are clear, things that are not clear for some, and the clarity is either this way or that way. You know this is permissible and this is not permissible, that is clear. But sometimes there is a debated issue in the center. If you are to protect yourself from it, perhaps you will be able to safeguard your deen. And in this particular narration, some may say that this is speaking more about foodstuffs and so on, but the wording of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes far beyond. Anything that can be termed halal or haram is included in this particular narration. Then the hadith continues to say, كَالرَّاعِ يَرْعَى حَوْلَ الْحِمَى يُوشِكُ أَنْ يَرْتَعَ فِيهِ أَوْ يَقَعَ فِيهِ. Similar to a shepherd who has allowed his flock to graze upon the border of his land, not knowing whether it has gone onto the land of the neighbor because the demarcation is not so clear. So there is a point up to which he knows this is my land. Beyond that, he is not so clear. Is this my land or is it not my land? So when he goes to that gray area, he doesn't know whether it's his or not. What a big risk. He is now grazing his shepherd or his sheep as a shepherd on land that may not be his. And this is why the narration continues to say, أَلَا وَإِنَّ لِكُلِّ مَلِكٍ حِمَى أَلَا وَإِنَّ حِمَى اللَّهِ مَحَارِمُهُ. Behold, every king has limits. Every king has a border. Limits beyond which you are not allowed, or you will not be allowed to cross. Every king has rules, regulations. And indeed, the limits of Allah are those things He has made prohibited. Don't go there. Subhanallah. Then it continues making mention of the heart. And this is what we're trying to get to. أَلَا وَإِنَّ فِي الْجَسَدِ لَمُضْغَةً إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ وَإِذَا فَسَدَتْ فَسَدَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ أَلَا وَهِيَ الْقَلْبُ. Behold, in the body there is a piece of flesh. If it is pure and clean and good, the entire body will be pure and clean and good. And if it is dirty, impure, and not good, then the whole body will be dirty, impure, and not good. Behold, that organ or that piece of flesh is the heart. Subhanallah. So if your heart is clean, everything else will be okay. If your heart is dirty, everything else will be dirty. And when we say clean heart, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are just a person who's non-judgmental. You see, sometimes they say, don't judge me when you're giving them advice. They say, brother, you're not supposed to go to the nightclub. Hey, stop judging me. What are you talking about? We're just advising you. So don't use the term do not judge me in order to run away from advice. Sometimes it becomes difficult for the scholars or for those who want to advise others to advise them. Sister, your hair is supposed to be covered. Sister, you're supposed to be dressing in a proper way. My brother, you're not supposed to be bouncing around on the street with your backside half showing. Allahu Akbar. Stop judging me, but your backside's judging you. Allahu Akbar. And this happens, and we get these answers on a daily basis. Well, to be honest, nobody is judging. But it does not mean that if a person has uttered these type of words that their heart is dirty. No, brother, sister, they are advising you for your better. Wallahi, moments ago, I was listening to a clip in the Urdu language of one of the cricketers in Pakistan. I don't even know exactly who he is, but I believe he's one of the top cricketers of the globe. And he was making mention of who his real friends are. Do you know what he said? He's a cricketer. He says, the real friends are the ulama. My real friends are those scholars who keep reminding me what is my duty to Allah, what is halal and haram.
Hey, I'm Talon, and this is Rumpus, and I'm going to show you how to start an online t-shirt business. Let's go. First, go to shop.
And the fact that I'm going to go into my grave with no body, no cricket bat and no ball and no score and nothing from the Guinness Book of Records, but just me and my own records, the deeds I've done. Imagine a cricketer, a man who's one of the top on the globe, confirming that those scholars who continue reminding me, telling me that I am a person who's going to go into my grave all alone. Those are my true friends, subhanallah. What about us? What do we have next to our names? Do we hate the people who remind us? If that's the case, purification of the heart and soul is required. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us purify. Wallahi, it is a difficult age that we are moving in, because people do not realize that when others are reminding you to purify your soul, your heart, they are not judging you, they are helping you, they are giving you a word of encouragement. Don't just give that answer. That is an answer that sometimes the globe gives in order to get away with murder, to keep on committing sin. We will not judge you. We love you, my sister, but we don't love your bad habit. We love you, my brother, we don't love your bad habit. I was about to say we don't love your backside. Allahu Akbar. Wallahi, it's true. Thinking of people, wallahi, my brother, we love you. We really want you. That's why we're telling you, don't do that. We had an image doing its rounds on the internet where some of the scholars had to say, please don't, send this around, because they were showing Jumu'ah, I think it was 2 weeks ago, in a masjid. Okay, let's not say where it was in case you might recognize the brother. But they were showing him making his sunnah as the khutbah is going on, and the people behind him were so harmed and hurt they had to get up, and some of them, sharp enough to pick up their phones and say, let's, tell the people what's happening around here. May Allah safeguard us. We should not be exposing people, but the people should not be exposing themselves. Allahu Akbar. So my brothers and sisters, let's purify our souls for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How does this happen? We need to do something about it. Don't think that I just make a dua, Ya Allah, clean me, purify my soul, and it will. Dua is a part of it, definitely. Allahumma, Ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qulubana ala dinik. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to say, Oh Allah, in whose hands, or Oh Allah, who is the owner of the movement of the hearts, move my heart towards the deen, on the deen, keep it steadfast. But that statement will be of no use if you do not have an intention to purify yourself. Work hard on matters like hatred. Remove that hatred for your fellow brothers in the deen, and have hatred for sin, rather than the individual whom you are supposed to be looking at and saying, this is my brother in Islam. If you are supposed to be hating people because of a sin they may be committing, remember, everybody will hate everybody, because none of us can put up our hands and say we are sinless. Can anyone now here put up their hands and say, I am spotless, sinless, I have not sinned? Not one, subhanallah. Not one. Not even myself, because we are human beings. So the reality, we will hate the sin, we will hate the shirk, we will hate the bid'ah, but we will work on the brother or the sister in a way that we will try to help them come out of that shirk, come out of that bid'ah, come out of that sin, for example. But at the same time, remembering that this is a person who has declared the shahada, and I have as well. They may have sinned differently to me, but in the same way I want to be helped. I need them to be helped, and I will try my best to do that, or at least make dua for them. This is why we say, you see a brother with a bottle in his hand, a bad Muslim would go around tweeting that, and go around Facebooking it, and WhatsApping it, and so oning it. Subhanallah. Why? Because they want the world to know, I saw that man with a bottle. But a good Muslim will do one of two things, or both. They will either go to the brother, say, brother, you know what, this is something bad, and you're a Muslim, come on, inshallah, there's much goodness expected from you by the will of Allah. You're such a great person, you have so much potential, this thing is not going to do you any good. Engage them. Not swearing. Engage them properly to say, look, this is something that is unacceptable in the deen. You know, it will cause a lot of damage, a lot of harm. If you quit this, I think there are a lot of good habits that you have. Just quit this and so on. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may open the brothers' doors through your effort, and you will be granted goodness. لَأَنْ يَهْدِيَ اللَّهُ بِكَ رَجُلًا وَاحِدًا خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنْ حُمُرِ النَّعَمِ. For Allah to use you to guide a single person is better for you than anything of the highest material value in this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all.
Yes, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, dadweynayaal iwarama. How is everyone? Bulshada ummada Soomaaliyeed dhammaan xagga joogtaan. Wani salaamni. Just clear up my voice. I don't know. I'm calling some deep voice. I don't know why that is. We can have the links in the chat today. Yeah, man. Today we thought we might as well come from a different angle. All different. Today's subah, bright and early. It was something beautiful, you know. Big up my brother Mazim in the building. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You get me, salam, alhamdulillah. We had to start off with something different. Sometimes we need them reminders. You get me? Sometimes, you know, we go to a street and we see, and plus, you know what it is? I'm seeing a lot of disgusting behavior. And it kind of made me reflect sometimes. Not even us, no, not us here. I think sometimes also. But it's what I'm seeing out on other sort of channels and stuff like that, and I'm seeing Muslim brothers and sisters that are doing the utmost disgusting behaviors, and it's just not one or two individuals. I think it's as a group collective. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to speak about it. People get offended, they get offended. If not, and that's a reminder for all of us. I hope the brothers and sisters could take that in. You get me? And yeah, and just in general as well, I feel like open up that conversation about everything that the Sheikh said. Yeah, I'm coming from, I thought, you know what, let's open up everything what the Sheikh said as well. Like, you know, when you see your fellow brother or sister doing bad and all of that, is it our duties to either slander them, or is it our duties to actually speak to them, pull them to us? So sometimes I'm not perfect. Like I say, I'm not, like the thing I loved when he said, we're not all sinless. People move on like they don't have sins, and like everyone's going on like they're squeaky perfect, innit? So if we'll look at them angles today and kick off early, because I've got another show later on at 8 o'clock, innit? Yeah, I have to do a couple of things. I thought, you know, let me, since I've got a couple of spare time, it's Saturday, let me open up from an early open mic. So someone, that was it. So I got another video that I wanted to watch. And today I think you kind of see what vibe that I'm kicking off with. I'm just trying to do, you know, some beautiful reminders. And, you know, sometimes Ashar Bala Yerla Shaka is the Duncan, you know them ones. And seeing as what we can do and what we can remind each other of sometimes. And the whole don't judge me. I think me and Mazim were laughing at don't judge me. Because it kind of makes sense. Do you think when people say, oh, you can't judge me, don't judge me, it's like, it's an easy escape out from holding each other up from accountability. And I'm not going to lie to you, is that another Western concept? Do not judge me. You can't judge me. Only allowed, you know, all of that too. Well, I think one of the brothers, I think it's Stakos, that always says, that's a Tupac lyric. Where did that come from? And I started cracking up sometimes, which is true. You know, coming from, but the whole don't judge me, like the chef said. So I got another video that I wanted us to watch, and wanted to see. This is another brother that, you know, since I got subscribed to him, I've kind of listened to him. I've seen him in a couple of heated battles. I've seen him getting drawn out left, right, centre. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on Inakene? We know what Inakene as well. So, you know, big up always Sheikh Abdurrahman as well. So I wanna little video that he played.
وأقول في القرآن ما جاءت به آياته فهو الكريم المنزال وأقول قال الله جل جلاله والمصطفى الهادي ولا أتأول. الحمد لله رب العالمين له الحمد الحسن والثناء الجميل وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. الإمام البخاري he narrated in his Sahih من حديث جابر بن عبد الله رضي الله تعالى عنهما. He said كان المسجد مسقوفا على جذوع من نخل فكان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا خطب يقوم إلى جذع منها فلما صنع له المنبر وكان عليه صلاة الله وسلامه عليه فسمعنا لذلك الجذع صوتا كصوت العشار حتى جاء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فوضع يده عليها فسكنت. This hadith, my beloved brothers and sisters, ponder over it. May Allah tabarak wa ta'ala protect you all from harm. This hadith is a very powerful hadith. And this hadith يحرك القلوب الغافلة. This hadith will move the heart of those people who are heedless. It will move النفوس المعرضة, anyone whose soul has turned away from the love of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. This hadith clarifies and explains to us the position that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has and occupies. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was a branch in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do the khutbatul jumu'ah from. And the khutbah, whenever he would do it alayhi salatu wasalam, this branch would be in very close proximity of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. But then when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a pulpit was made for him and he was forced to leave the branch, he was forced to leave the tree, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was to then go to that pulpit and do the khutbah from there, the pulpit cried. The narration mentions جَعَلَتْ تَئِنُّ أَنِينَ الصَّبِيِّ. It started to cry, the crying of a child. The Sahabas, they heard this. Sahabatu Rasulillahi, they heard this. A creation of Allah that hasn't got aql but cries for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, recognizes the position of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and cries for him. ولذلك حسن البصري رحمه الله, and Hasan al-Basri is considered to be from the what? من أئمة التابعين, the great imams of the tabi'in. Whenever he would narrate this hadith, baka, he would cry. Whenever he would mention this hadith of a branch that would cry for the Prophet ﷺ, whenever he would mention it, he would cry and he would say, فَأَنْتُمْ أَحَقُّ أَن تَشْتَاقُوا إِلَى رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم مِنَ الْجِذْعِ. You guys, brothers and sisters, Hasan al-Basri would say, you guys are the first ones who should long for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, have that passionate love for him alayhi salatu wasalam, then a branch, then a tree. Na'am ayyuha al-mu'minun. Yes, my beloved brothers and sisters, antum ahaqqu an tashtaqu ilay. Wallahi, we are the ones who should love the Prophet first alayhi salatu wasalam. We know his biography alayhi salatu wasalam. We know the distinct things Allah gave him subhanahu wa ta'ala. We know his shama'il, his qualities, his characteristics, his unique attributes, his virtuous deeds, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We know manzilatahu rafi'a, the high position he has, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We should, brothers and sisters, this hadith should penetrate our hearts, and it should be something that we come with, brothers and sisters, which is to love the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. We are now finding present in many of the youths and even the new generation, the young generations who are coming up, we're finding in their brothers and sisters what? what has become clear is the lack of passion of wanting to know the biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not studying who he is, alayhi salatu wasalam, his biography. Also giving love to the dunya over the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Giving precedence to the desires over the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said to us, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ, if you love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبُكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. If you love Allah, then follow the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah will love you. And Allah will forgive you for your sins and your shortcomings. Wallahu ghafurur rahim. Verily Allah tabarak wa ta'ala is one who forgives. He's very merciful subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said in the hadith, and Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim both narrated, min hadith Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that the Prophet said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ لَا يُؤْمِنُ أَحَدُكُمْ حَتَّى أَكُونَ أَحَبَّ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ وَالِدِهِ وَوَلَدِهِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ. That a person will not be a true believer. He will not believe in Allah and the Day of Judgment until I become more beloved to him than his parents, his children, and all of the people. You have to love the Prophet ﷺ more than your own children. You have to love the Prophet ﷺ more than your parents. You have to love the Prophet ﷺ more than anybody. Also, Imam al-Bukhari narrated, حَتَّى أَكُونَ أَحَبَّ إِلَيْهِ مِن نَفْسِكَ. The Prophet said to Umar ibn al-Khattab, you are not going to believe until I am more beloved to you than your own self. You have to love the Prophet ﷺ than your own self. One of the ways that we're seeing people lose the love for the Prophet ﷺ is al-i'radu an sunnatihi al-gharra wa mahajjatihi al-bayda wa hadihi al-qawim. We're seeing a lot of people turning away from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and busying themselves with what? Busying themselves with opinions and ideologies and views perpetrated and pushed by others. Not the Prophet ﷺ, but views by Orientalists, non-Muslims, glorifying and venerating those statements, whilst on the other hand, dismissing and expelling and getting rid of the Prophet ﷺ statements and his traditions ﷺ, and his guidance, which in it is our salvation and our prosperity. We're seeing a lot of people nowadays, when you tell them the Prophet ﷺ said this, the question they ask you, lima, walakin, kaif, and they jump to questions. How, why, where, when, questions after questions, all of it just to not take it. The love of the Prophet ﷺ, التعظيم لهذا الرسول الكريم ﷺ is dying out. Knowing his position ﷺ is dying out. Not trusting his statements ﷺ is becoming common amongst many people today. And Allah told us in the Quran, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Nabiullah Muhammad does not speak from his own whims and desires. Whatever he says is a revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're seeing people what? الانصراف عن قراءة سيرته المباركة وأخباره الشريفة المجيدة. Leaving studying the biography of the Prophet ﷺ and knowing his life. Where was he born? Where did he die? How many years was he in Mecca? How many years was he in Medina? How many expeditions and battles did the Prophet ﷺ participate in? When was the night of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj? What is the story and the events revolving around it? And you're not knowing all of that. We're seeing that. And this is all, brothers and sisters, a new problem that we're seeing. Also, brothers and sisters, we're seeing people pushing acts and speeches that are in opposition to his way, alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is also considered a harm to your love of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. When you start giving love towards a way other than his way. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, فَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. The one who loves other than my sunnah is not from me. The Prophet also said, "Man amila amalan laysa alayhi amruna fahuwa rad." Anyone who does an action that is not from our affairs, it's rejected, it's not accepted. Also the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Amma ba'du fa inna asdaq al-hadith kitabullah wa inna afdal al-hadi hadi Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wasallam wa sharra al-umuri muhdathatuha wa kulla bid'atin dalalah." The Prophet said this. The Prophet said to proceed, the most truthful of speech is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best of guidance is the guidance of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the worst, the evilest of affairs is the newly invented matters. And every newly invented matter, every innovation is misguidance. Also, we find a lot of people who the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam is mentioned and they don't say sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He's mentioned, but they don't give importance to as-salatu was-salamu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, especially when he's mentioned. And Imam Ahmad narrated fi musnadihi, and other great scholars have also narrated it, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, al-bakhil, the stingy, the person who's stingy is what? Man dhukirtu indahu falam yusalli alayya, the one who I am mentioned in his presence and he doesn't say sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allah says in the Quran, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he sends salutation. Allah and the angels, they send salutation on the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, those of you who believe, sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. So there's two things we need to do for him that the ayah instructs us. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallallahu, which is sallu alayhi. Wa sallimu. Wa sallimu. We have to say both of that for him. Alayhi salatu wa salam. Alayhi salatu wa salam. We need to do that for him. That's what I wanted to say, inshallah ta'ala. Anything which I have said that was wrong or incorrect is from me and shaitan, and Allah and His Messenger are both free from it. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How can you do a 2-second action right now that will give you a share of the reward of everything we're doing on this YouTube channel? Simple. Like this video and click subscribe. Why? It will allow YouTube to recommend our videos to other users. And imagine the huge amount of reward that could be waiting for you on the Day of Judgment if you did that with a sincere intention of spreading the deen of Allah. You'll be rewarded for every single person who benefits from one of our videos as a result of your like or subscribe. That's an easy 2-second action that you definitely don't want to miss out on. Do it now, click like and subscribe, and don't forget to make that intention.
Yeah, man. Like, please, Adi, share, like, and subscribe. Yes, my brother Ibrahim in the Ibrahim in the building. Yes, this outstanding young man, mashallah, man, Allah protect him, real. Yeah, wallah, that's what I said, bro. We need more brothers like him in the community. Wallah, mashallah. And even at the end, you know, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not the most knowledgeable brother. You know, I like to learn, and I think like unlike most people, I like to learn, and mashallah, and you see beautiful reminders. And what I wanted to take away from that is that at the end, sometimes never gonna I know all of us sometimes get confused, but I love the way he clarified it at the end. Yes, I understand, brother, and I think he cleared it up in that video as well. You get me, because I think he kind of dropped something unsubliminally. Like, you get where I'm coming from? Because there's certain, we've seen them characters, we know who they are. We're not trying to name names, you know them ones, but the brother kind of said something like you could see as soon as Mukhala saw halaqad or anything, they get like this allergic penicillin reaction towards what our version of the deen is. Do you get where I'm coming from? But to what our version of the deen is. When he said why, or when you ask them, they always why and if and maybe and sit there and you know how it is. You get me? But I got another video, man. I got olden golden video that I kind of like. Where is it? I was kind of watching it, and this is it's more for the culture one. When you guys thoughts on this one as well, innit? Yeah, and this one's more for the culture. Yeah, I already know. We gotta flip it. Yeah, totally agree with you, bro. Wallah. Even if you click back to it, and I think everyone knows when Brother Sheikh dropped it very nicely. Yeah. Brother, like Brian said, I'd love you to jump on, man. Why don't you jump on, broski? We could make this into a conversation. Because, yeah. And do you know what it is? I wanted to ask you, maybe you might could type if you want, yeah, whatever. Maybe do you think that's where people kind of struggle? Because they see how, strong this faith is. Yeah, we don't compromise for no one, innit? And that's what's maybe bothering certain people, even the ones that they've sent out amongst us, that look like us, that want to come around and say, sit in your ank and try distract man away and try take man from, say, are we allowed to think free or whatever, all funky dudes there. You get me? Dadka ana Somali kamar mikaren for some strange reason. That's what I think to myself. Because I think to myself, they're just not happy with who they are. See these people that scream out for all these type of changes and all of that. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like you got gas by Melahan to think that you are these type of people. But really, truthfully, when it hits the fan, it hits the nail, you ain't really part of them. Yes, Ridley, Upti, what's going on, my GG? Talk to me, Upti. Sometimes Ridley gets accused of these guys that wants to culturally assimilate and take away things. But I hope he was listening, Sometimes we need beautiful reminders of the deen. Sometimes we are Muslim, innit? Sometimes you see in this channel, we all really get carried away of this, that. Sometimes we do need reminders. You get where I'm coming from. So I don't even know. My man said, do not highlight this. Why can't I highlight this? And he already deleted it. I don't even know. I don't even know highlight it, but see, this is what I'm saying. See half-hearted people, yeah? They write stuff, they type stuff, yeah? I'm just saying, why don't you just click the link, say it with your chest, and then on top of that, you have to delete it, and message got rejected. It's a madness. That's what I'm saying. Some people, I don't know, man, they don't have the minerals to say what they gotta say. But I want to play another golden oldie. I want people to deep down what the Sheikh is saying in this one. And maybe this is a lesson. I want it to be a lesson for I want these type of brothers to listen to this if they can, and I want them to deep it and understand it, because they go on about the culture, the religion, this, Somali. This is what it is. Have a listen to this.
وقصة طفيل بن عمر الدوسي saxaabigaasi la odhan jiray طفيل ibnu camar addawsi qabiiladiisa oday u ahaaya nin gabyaaya ahay oo xikmad badan ayaa iska soo cimro tegey dabeetana wuxuu maka ku soo beegmay waqti siyaaji iclaami uu ka jiro cunaqabatayn aan idhaahdo xooggan oo xagga miidiya ah ee haysata nebi maxamed calayhi salaatu wasalaam ay ku guulaysteen nimankii quraysheed inay dadka ka dhaadhiciyaan inuu nin ama sixiroola ama khatari uu joogo oo loo baahan yahay qofku inaanu hadal ka maqlin maaha inaanu raacin waa inaan codkiisu ku soo gaadhin طفيل ibn alcamr addawsi oo nin weyna oo odaya oo reer u talin jiray oo gabayaaya oo la yaqaana wuxuu leeyahy warkii siday igu akhrinayeen waxay gaadhsiiyeen inuu dhagaha fura soo gashado codbi intuu goosto inuu labada dhagood fureeyo uu isleeyahy bilaaba a iska soo horbaxdaan yaad codkiisa maqli inuu u tegayo ama uu socdo ama caynkaase waa haddiiba coincidence si uuna hayru caadi ah isuga soo horbaxdaan yaydan codkiinu isku soo iyo codkiisa aad maqlin wuxuu leeyahy markii aan meeshii yimi haddana wuxuun baan rumaystay war nin weyn oo caqli la baatee maxaa furtan dhagaha kaa geliyey nin weyn oo waxa xun iyo waxa san kala garanaya nin weyn oo gabayga iyo kahaanada iyo warka dadka kala saari karaya maxaa dhagaa kuu fureeyey furtaan iska tuuray buu yidhi dabeetana intaan u tegey baan ku yidhi buu yidhi bal waxaad adigu hayso dadka u sheegaysa ii sheeg nabigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam tawxiidkii buu soo bandhigay wuu islaamay bimujarad inuu islaamay oo ah inuu fahmo islaamnimada iyo waxay xambaarsantahay oo ah inuu ashahaato ayuu wuxuu qaatay go'aanka ah mas-uuliyaddu saarantay isaguna maanta laga bilaabo inuu diintan dadka ugu yeedho cilmiguu bartay waa intaa yaruu nebi maxamed la joogay calayhi salaatu wasalaam dabeetana wuxuu nebiga ka codsaday ama ka warsadayba in ilaahay subxaana wa tacaala uu alla u baryo tolkii buu ku noqonayaa iyo in diinta tolkii aqbalaan طفيل ibn camr idawsi dib buu u laabtay tolkii buu u tegey diintuu ugu yeedhay waa la hadlay meedhadhi yar mooyaan waa laga dhagaaday waa la maqli waayey markii la maqli waayey muus odhan dee wataa cidi kaa dhegaysan weyde adigu xilkiina gudatay waajibki iska riday cidina kaa dhegaysan weyde ee waa qof muslim oo sida hamiga diinta tan iyo inuu cid gaadhsiiyo aan ku qanacsanayn mujarad in la diidayo qura isagoo cabanayuu nebiga ku soo noqday calayhi salaatu wasalaam dabeetana nebiga calayhi salaatu wasalaam wuxuu ku yidhi ilaahay rasuulkiisiiyow reer dows gaalnimadii waa ku madax adeygeen iyo ay wadeen imaqli waaye ilaahay u bari inay ilaahay bele ku soo dejiyo habaar dadka diiday inay wax islaam dhegaystaan habaar xadiiska bukhaari siduu sheegaya saxiixiinkaba ku yaala bukhaari iyo muslimba nebigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam wuxuu yidhi allaahuma hdi dawsan waati bihim halkii laga sugayay inuu habaaro nebigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam wuxuu yidhi ilow reer dows oo hanuuni iyagoo muslimana ay yimaadaan waa u duceeyey nebigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam waa ku noqday isagoo weli dareenkii qaba oo dacwaddiisii wada culamaa'i taariikh waxay yidhahdaan 78 qoys isagoo wata ayuu markii dambe nebiga calayhi salaatu wasalaam u yimi oo soo wada islaamay ragguu wato yaa ka mid ah diinta alla inugu anfacayba kuwiina soo gaadhsiiyey abaa hurayre soo ma maqashaan abaa hurayra waa min qabiilati daws waa dawsi abaa ka mid a ragguu keensaday طفيل ibn camr dawsi dadkuu diinta gaadhsiiyey bimujarad inuu nebiga calayhi salaatu wasalaam rumeeyey ayuu wuxuu xambaaray hamiga ah inuu diintan qaado oo uu cid kalen gaadhsiiyo su-aasha isweydiinta le waxa weyaan inagu imisaynu diinta ku jirray imisaynu se gaadhsiinay intaad muslim ahay intaynu diinta tan haysanay intaynu hamiga qisatu abi dharr alghifaariy saxaabigii la odhan jiray laba xadiis oo midna bukhaari iyo muslimba wada warinayaan oo ibn cabbaas leeyay midna muslim keligii warinayo oo bacdi nuqaad ikhtilaaf uu ka jiro jamcintoodana aanay fududayn si kastaba ha ahaatee haddaynu intaynu inagu uga dan leenay soo qaadanay inka ku yaala bukhaari iyo muslimba abi dharr alghifaari nin xaq raadinayuu ahaa akhiiran wuxuu yimi magaaladii maka ahayd isagoo fii dannisu isagu u malaynayo sheeganaya inuu yahay rubcu lislaam في وقت يسووا في حدود علمي بين علماء ku fasiraan inay ahayd laakiin dad kale oo yana sheeganaya jira waayo waxay ahayd caahdi dadka muslimiinta ah la cadaadinayo oo wax waliba ay qarsoon yihiin oo dadka u yimaada nabigu kaleey salaatu wasalaam intuu islaamnimada u laqino uu yiraahdo tolkaas kaga noqo oo markaad maqashaan inaan guuleystay ii kaalaya abidar wuxuu leeyahay waxaan imi anigoo rubcul islaam buu leeyahay islaamka ba kii afreeya saddex uniga horeysaba abidar al-Ghifari magaalada Makka buu soo galay Makka wuxuu soo galay iyadoo iclaamkii aynu sheegaynay taagan yahay qof islaam sheegan kara aanu jirin oo cid ku dhawaaqaynin magaaladu iska soo galay isagoo iska aamusan riwaayadka qaarkood waxay sheegayaan cidna wax maan weydiin buu leeyahay dabeetana markii dambaan mid daciifsaday buu yiri mid dadka kamid ah buu yiri kaas waa iska daciif waxna ma ogeey ka haddaad iska weydiiso tiraahdo war ninka saabiga ah ninka diinta cusub sheegaya xaguu joogaa malaa waa iska ka xil qarinaya midaan yara daciifsaday buu yiri markii dambe ku yiri ka saabiga maxamed xaguu jooga waaba igu qayliyay buu yiri kiina kor buu qayliyay hada saabi hada balkan diintii ka baxay aynka waaba lagu soo xumo waa la tumay bimujarrad inuu cid weydiiyay xaguu laga helaya ayaa lagu tumay sidii loo garaacayay buu Cabbaas soo gaadhay dabeetana wuxuu ku yiri war ninkana garaacaysan ma garanaysaa war ninkani waa nin Ghifaar waa qabiilooyinkii dhaca iyo bocaan baxay isla markaasi waa nin qabiilkiisa ay yaaliin wadada ay Quraysh safaradooda mariyaan safarka Shaam marka lagu socdo wadada la maro qabiilkiisa degan Quraysh mantaqi ay fahmaysay buu Cabbaas kula hadlo hadda kama idan maarmin buu leeyahay Shaam inay u safartaan ninka tumaysaana waa nin bani Ghifaar markaasaa layga foqay buu yiri gacanta layga qaaday riwaayadka qaarkood waxay sheegayaan markaa gaar ahaan saxiixaynku waxay sheegaysaa meesha isagoo iska fadhiya inuu soo maray Ali ibn Abi Talib oo nin yari oo arkay ninkan qariibka meesha iska fadhiya iska qariibnimadu ka muuqato markaas ku yiri mala ma inakeen waa iska daba galay maana wada hadal buu yiri gurigii buu geeyay habeenkii buu marti sooray subaxii buu alaabtiisa iyo wixii qarbadkii yaray intii biyo ku sitay wixii si iskala soo noqday abidar maga wuxuu ku soo noqday makadiisi beedkii meeshii aniga sabkii dambe haddana cali soo maray ninkii war wali miyaad helin buu cidii daydaysay inakeen waa kaxeeyay habeenkii labaadna waa casuumay waa soo noqday habeen saddexaadkii baa haddana ninkii arko cidlada iska fadhiya cala haddana casuumay markii dambe wuxuu ku yiri miyaad cidaad u helisay waxba toona helino waxaan rabo aan ku weydiinay ballan qaad buu yiri inaad qarinayso waa ku qarinayaa buu yiri waxaan doonayaa buu yiri ninka diinta cusub la yimi ee caynkaasiya soo daba gal buu yiri halkan ku socdo weeyaan waxaan ka shakiyaa haddaad arka buu ku yiri riwaayadka qaarkood waxay leeyihiin wuxuu yiri sidii nin biyo qubayaan iska dhigaya marka faham meeshu waa minaysantahay isku imanin riwaayadka qaarkoodna wuxuu oranayaa kabahan hagaajinaya haddaad aragto anigoo kabahayga tumtumayo hagaajinaya waa ma hagaagsanee isaa ogow sidii baan ku daba galay buu yiri waa laba nin oo isdaba socda oo wada socda oo qarsoodigu uu gaarsiisan yahay inaanu sheegan karin meesha ku wada socdaan kadibna astaantii iyo waxbuu tusay sidii buu ugu yimi nabigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam su'aalihii waday weydiiyey xadiidka waa soo koobaynaa maxalu shaahidkaynu soconnaa maxalu shaahidka waxa weeyaan wuu islaamay markuu islaamay nabigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam wuxuu u tilmaamay inuu tolkii ku noqdo marka uu maqlo inuu guulaystay inuu u yimaadaan waayo nima qariiba oo aan u dhalan magaalada caynkana dacwada culays uu ku cidima ilaalin karayso wuxuu waa noqonayaa laakiin wuxuu dareensay dacwadan mas'uuliyaddeeda inuu la asrakhanna biha waa ku dhawaaqi doonaa buu yiri Quraysh dhexdeeda kaga sii dhawaaqi doona dib uu soo laabtay dabeetana intuu makaysi dhex taago ashhadu an la meeshii guriga nabiga lagu socdo la qarinayay ayuu wuxuu isla dhex taagay inuu ashahada kala dabeetana waa lagu boobay dagaalkii Cabbaas ba haddana ku soo baxay waa arrinkan aad tumayso waa nin reer Ghafaari miidan garan waa laga tagay tagi maayo buu la asrakhanna biha waa ku dhawaaqaya maalin saddexaad dib oo haddana kaga dhex dhawaaqay sidii oo kale loo tumo haddana Cabbaaskii baa loo bixiyay oo ka tagay يعني بمجرد إنه إسلامي ayuu wuxuu dareemayaa dacwadan in mas'uuliyadi ka saarantay walow lagu dilayo ama naftiisa dhibi ka soo gaadhayso ama mushkilada ka soo gaadhayso ay rakhiis la tahay wuxuu arkayaa ammaanatun calaa caatiqihi inay tahay inuu dadkan kelimatu tawxiid ugu yeedho mahma kaanat iduruuf ama hala dila ama hala daayo ama wixii la doona hala sameeye intuu dacwo gaadhsiin kara ama diin gaadhsiin kara inuu gaadhsiiyo waxay ahayd baynu leenahay bimujarad inuu qofku jundi muslima noqdo dareenkaa inuu islaamay baa wuxuu gaadhsiinayay baaro diinta tan inuu dadka u sheego haddaynu qiso saddexaad saxiixu muslimka ku taalla soo qaadano damaad alasdi saxaabigaasi war badan baa soo gaadho sheegaya iclaamkii dee meesha lagu haystay ee dadka la khuuqiyey nebi maxamed inuu nin waalan yahay oo jiman iyo wuxuun galeen ama balaayo kaluun haleeshay oo qof derderan oo wuxuu yara dhiman yihiin inuu yahay waxaan u imi buu yidhi kollayba ma ka gaadhaye bal ninkaa intaad raadiso waa intaasoo ilaahay gacantaada ku caafimaad yahaye waxbuu tuftufi jiray bal waxoogaa ku akhridid qoladii fi zaman aljaahiliya jibankan iyo waxaan ilaa weligeedba waxbaa lagu tufi jiray mid saxa iyo mid qaladaba kiniisaddaa ku tufto muslimkaa ku tufo qaar kalaa ku tufo waa loo fooxiyaa waxaan sidhi buu yidhi bal waa intaasoo ilaahay gacantaada ku caafimaad yahaye aad waxoogaa ku waa soo raadiceeyo waanu imi buu yidhi waxaan ku idhi buu yidhi aniyo waxaan maqlay in xanuunku hayo dee waxaan rabaa inaan waxoogaa kugu tufee maxay kula tahy waa nebi maxamed calayhi salaatu wasalaam iclaamku markuu wax buunbuuniyo siduu bini aadamka u bedelo ninkii dadba ugu caqli badnaa ilaahayba basharka ka dhex doortay rasuul iyo nebi ahaa ummaddan dhan loo soo diray ayaa iclaamku dadka wuxuu ka dhaadhicinaya inuu nin waalan yahay inuu nin waalan yaho waxu dhiman yihiin kadib markaanu imi buu yidhi waxaan idhi buu yidhi waxaan maqlay in dee xanuunku soo gaadhay waxaan rabaa inaan waxoogaa kugu tufo nebigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam khudbat alxaaj ayuu akhriyey baa la yidhahdaa in alxamda lilahi naxmadu wanastaciinu khudbadaasuu akhriyey man yahdi illaahu falaa haadiya lah falaa mudila lah ومن يضلل فلا هادي خطبة سنة أخرى عليه السلام برواياتها المختلفة حادث غاركود حمد لله انتاس حادث غاركود وكير الديريان ناس صحيح مسلم وكجابين هي أما رمى أما جاب أدوك صادون تباب النصوص تسجد الدو خطبة الحاج أي نبي أخرى عليه الصلاة والسلام يتنح كل أعدها علي يقول علي خسو علي النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام مركز كل أعدها علي يقول علي مرصد حد بيقول علي wuxuu anigu gabayaa waan arkay oo sixroolo waan maqlay oo kaahin waan maqlay oo kan waan maqlay waa warkanaad sheegaysaa intaa midna uma eka dee nin waalan haddaad hadal saddex goor tidhaahda ku celi buu ku derderi lahaa marka hore markuu wax kuu sheego nin waalan haddaad tidhaha ku celi wax kaloo haddana akhrii lahaa dee mar labaadka haddaad tidhaha ku celi wax kaluu sheegi lahaa waxaa muuqataa ninkani nin waalan inaan ahayn nebigu calayhi salaatu wasalaam waxaa kaloo muuqda waxaanuu ka hadlayaa khudbatulxaaj waa tawxiid iyo xamdale iyo istigfaar iyo tashahud wuxuu ka warramayaa inay tahay منطقي الدعوة الإسلامية هذا وحي ودتك ويا ري نبي عليه الصلاة والسلام على كل ماشي هنصعد وحويان وو إسلام ضمام كير ربين وحكوته فالنبي عليه الصلاة والسلام وو إسلام مركو إسلامي أيوه حكو يري كان عند بيعا كل جلي هشيس بك كل جلي هاي وإسلام كان قاضنا إياه نبي عليه الصلاة والسلام مركو هشيس كلا جلي وحكو له وعلى قومك كل جا مرحبا طل كان هشيس ولا قال وانك هذا إسلامي يا لقى ربع الدعوة ده إنه حنباره وقبيل كيسين توتقو إنه يسقو الدين جارسيو نك هذا إسلامي يا للربع إنه حنبار الدين تتنا وجارسيو تلكي والنبي يقول ربع إنه هشي صدق ولا قال عليه الصلاة والسلام مركز وحلو وعلى قومي نفط إذا يتلكي بقى لبدا بوك وقول جلية تلكي نو جارسيو دينتي يعني وحي هي الدعوة الإسلامية في عهد الصحابة وفي جيل المسلمين تي كوات وحلم إذا قرين إلى الإسلام قفكو إنه إسلام نمضى قاطي أو مسلم نغضي أي وحي كف الليل إنه داعية هي إنه الدين تصوق علي أي وحي كف الليل إنه داعية كوا أينا أركيننا قرآن كاساسو كلاين وغشاقي يعني الصحابة دي اللي أركيه بدانتو دا اللي يقاني iyagaa ka warramay axaadiistaa soo aroorisay nebi maxamedna calayhi salaatu wasalaam jin iyo insiba waa loo soo diray xataa jinkii rumeeyey dariiqadan buu isna maray jinku inay dariiqadan mareen iyaga axaadiis saxaaba inagu soo warisay ma jirto laakiin rabu samaawaati walardi baa ka warramay iyana ka warramaya inay baabkan u wadeen saa daraaddeed baa ilaahay qur-aanka wuxuu ku leeyahy waid sarafnaa ilayka nafaran min aljinni yastamicuuna alqur'aan falama xadaruuhu qaluu ansituu falama qudiya wallow ilaa qawmihim mundiriin قالوا يا قومنا إنا سمعنا كتابا أنزل من بعد موسى مصدقا لما بين يديه يهدي إلى الحق وإلى طريق مستقيم يا قومنا أجيبوا داعي الله وآمنوا به يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويجركم من عذاب أليم ومن لا يجيب داعي الله آيات كاسي في سورة الأحقاف قبل إذا كتشرة رب سبحانه وتعالى وحلي وإذ صرفنا إليك نفر من واحد حستان نبي محمد وضدك وقورنتها markaanu xaggaaga u soo weecinnay koox jinka ka mid ah oo ay ku dhegaysteen baa ilaahay leeyo qur-aanka ay dhegaysteen markii ay qur-aanka maqleenna war bal aamusa bay idhaahdeen aamusa falamaa xadaruuhu qaaluu ansituu fiican u fahamna warkuu sheegaye markay aamuseenay dhegaysteen qur-aankeena falamaa qudiya wallow ilaa qawmihim mundiriin baa ilahay yidhi nebi maxamed markuu qur-aanka dhammeeyey iyana ducaad bay ahaayeen waxay bilaabeen inay tolkoodu yeedhaan baa la yidhi subxaana wa tacaala yani qur-aanku wuxuu inoo tilmaamaya bimujarad inay qur-aan dhegaysteen oo islaameen oo nebi maxamed calayhi salaatu wasalaam rumeeyeen inay dareemeen mas-uuliyadda in dacwadan iyagana saaran tahay inay xambaaraan markaaba oo cidda ka dambaysa cilmi intee laga bay barteen waxa la sheeguun inay aamusays yidhahdeen oo qur-aan dhegaysteen intaasay barteen ti qur-aankii uu nebigu akhrinaya calayhi salaatu wasalaam ayay barteen kadibna way laabteen waxay la laabteen wallow ilaa qawmihim mundiriin qaaluu yaa qawmana inaa samicnaa kitaaban unzila min bacdi muusa musadiqan lima bayna yadayhi yahdi ila alxaqi wa ilaa ariiqi mustaqiim kayow bay yidhahdeen waxaanu soo maqalnay kitaab la soo dejiyey muuse gadaashi oo wixii muuse uu wadayna rumaynaya xaqana dadka ku hanuuninaya iyo jidka toosan yaa qawmana ajiibuu daaciya allah tolkayow maqla ilaahay subxaana wa tacaala kan diintiisa dadka ugu yeedhaya wa aaminuu bihi yakfir lakum allana rumeeya subxaana wa tacaala iyo rasuulkiisaba ilaahay baa dembigiina dhaaf iyo cadaabka idinka dhow yani waxaan u daliishanaynaa un inaan fahamno haddaynu insigii saxaabada a fahamnay saxaabadii jinka ahaydna ee nebi maxamed calayhi salaatu wasalaam diinta ka dhegaysatayna inay mas-uuliyaddaa xambaareen bimujarad inay qur-aanka maqleen bal aan eegna siiradii ambiyada qur-aanka ilaahay kaga warramayo iyo kuwii raacay ee nebiyada la socday nebi nuux baa ilaahay wuxuu inooga warramaya barnaamijkiisii dacawiga ahaa iyo siduu dadka ugu yeedhayay nebi nuux ilaahay wuxuu ka tilmaamaya inuu yidhi innii dacawtu qawmii laylan wa nahaara ilaahayow tolkay ama dadkayga waxaan u yeedhay maalin iyo habeenba shaqadatan ama programkaygu wuxuu ahaa wakhtiga la qabanaya habeen iyo maalinba wakhti aan dacwo ka fadhiistay ma jirin buu tilmaamaya nebiga caynkaa u dhawaaqaya maxay jawaabtu ahayd ay ula yimaadeen فلم يزدهم دعائي إلا فرارا وإني كلما دعوتهم لتغفر لهم جعلوا أصابعهم في آذانهم واستغشوا ثيابهم وأصروا واستكبروا استكبارا إلهو yeedhmadaydiina firdhashun bay usii kordhisay buu leeyay mar kastoo aan ugu yeedho diinta ilaahay iyo ilaahay dembi dhaaf inay weydiistaanba dhagahabay furaystaan oo farahay dhegta geliyaan oo ma rabaan inay maqlaan oo iska kay duuduubaan waa isweyneeyaan oo kibraan oo yacni dheg lay mar dhaariciya buu leeyahy qofka bini aadamkaa inta badan hadduu la kulmo dhaga adayga intan leeg waxaad moodaa inuu iska caajiso ama is idhaahdo dee adigu xujadii ku ogtay waa kuwa kaa dhaga adayga iyagay xilkooda tay laakiin waxaa ilaahay qur-aanka inoogu tilmaamaya nebi nuux inaanu intaa ku joogin inuu asaaliibtana u gagadiyey wakhtigoo dhan ma ku isticmaalay haddana wuxuu is yidhi malaa usluubkan hadduu socon waayey this way hadday kugu geli weyday other way tilmaam ama ariiq kale eeg qaab kaloo aad dadka diinta ugu sheegto ثuma inii dacawtuhum jihaara ثuma inii aclantu lahum وasrartu lahum israara nebi nuux wuxuu leeya ilaahayow kor baan ugu yeedhay oo hoos baan ugu yeedhay waa la faqay waa la shiray waa u sheegay kor baan calan ugu sheegay si wal oo la sameeyaba asaaliib kasta oo wax loogu yeedhi karo waan isticmaalay waxaana qur-aanku inoo tilmaamayaa inuu yeedhayay 1000 caamin ilaa 50 sana 1000 sannadood oo laga jaro 950 sannadood inuu dacwadaasi waday qur-aanku wuxuu inooga warramayaa nebi nuux markaa barnaamijkiisa dacwad habeen iyo maalin ba inuu ahaa usluubku isticmaalayana inay ahayd wax kastoo possible waxaa qur-aanku kaloo ka warramay maalan ambiyadu inaanay fursadnaba dacwadooda dhaafaynin aanu qofku ahayn markaan anigu jaaniska leeyay ama markaan wakhtiga fiican haysto ama markaan badhaadhaysanay ama markaan caynkan ahay baan diinta sheegaya ma aha ilaahay nebi yuusuf uu ka warramaya waxaa la yidhi wadakhala macahu sijna fatayaan laba wiil baa la galay xabsiga oo waxay ku yidhaahdeen qaala axaduhumaa innii araanii acsuru khamra midba wuxuu yidhi anigu waxaan is arkay yacni waxaan ku riyooday anigoo maya ama se tuujinaya khamri anigoo casirayo oo cinab ka tuujinayo samaynayaan ku riyooday kii kalena wuxuu yidhi waqaala alaakharu innii araanii axmilu fawqa ra'si khubza anna waxaan ku riyooday oo arkay anigoo dushayda kimis ama roodhi ama laxoox waxaad doontaba dhaho anigoo raashinkaa sida oo ta'kulu tayr oo ay shimbiruhu ka dul cunayaan baan ku riyooday ee nabi'na bitawiilih inna naraaka min almuxsiniin bal nooga warran fasirkeeda noo sheeg waxaanu kalo ku arkaynaa inaad nin ixsaan badan tahay daacigu walow kaafirna ha noqdee waa nin muxsin oo cidda dad kasta u samafala waayo waxaynu arkaynaa nebi yuusuf oo maxaabiis u samafalay waxaynu arkaynaa nebi yuusuf oo boqorkii soo xidhay intuu riyooday cid riyada u fasirta waaye aan odhanin waa nagala tagorado adiga xabsiga nugu cid ku fasirta doondoone isagoo xabsiga ku jira inta la daba socdo laleeyahay noo fasir riyada tan boqorkii baa u baahanay oo u arkaya inuu bulsho badbaadiyo oo muxuu ku badbaadinayaa program iqtisaadiya inuu dego khita iqtisaadiyo 15 sannadood ee soo socda 7 sannadood oo abaari inay ku dhex jiraan bulshadii iyo waddankaasi siday uga badbaadi lahaayeen abaarta waa bulshiyo waddan ayaa waa bulshiyo waddan gaala ah ma aha dad muslimiina khitadan umu degayn dad gaaleed buu badbaadinayay waxay tilmaamaysaa ninka daacigi inuu muxsin yahay walidalik ayaa waxay dhaheen nebi yuusuf oo waxaanu arkaynaa inaad nin muxsin oo ixsaan badan tahay ee noo sheeg fursaddaasu ka faa'iidaystay muu bilaabin inuu fasirkii sheego ee wuxuu bilaabay kow horta inuu xasiliyo qalbigooda xasiliyo ah halkii fasirka aad ka helaysaan waa joogtaan horta maydan khaldamine meeshii wax laydinku sheegi lahaa waa timaadeen qaala laa ya'tikuma طacaam turzaqaani ilaa naba'tukuma bitawiilihi qabla an yaatiyakuma dhalikuma mima callamanii rabbi inii taraktu millata qawmin laa yu'minuuna billah wahum bilaakhirati hum kaafiruun waa raashin idiinma imanaya laydinku arsaaqaya buu leeya ilaa iyo ta'wiilkiisa waan idiin sheegaya intaanu idiin imanin arrimahanina waa arrimihii rabbiga i baray aniguna waxaan ka imi buu leeyay duul aan alla rumaynaynin aakhirina ka gaaloobaya waan ka tegey kuwaa diintooda buu leeyay wuxuu bilaabay markaa dacwa fursaddaa inuu ka faa'iidaysto waattabactu millata aabaa'i ibraahiima wa isxaaqa wa yacquuba wuxuu leeyahy anigu waxaan ka tirsanay qoys ilaahay diintiisan oo waxaan ku abtirsadaa nebiyo yacquub isxaaq ibraahiim ما كان لنا نعبد ما النوع انت تبو لي ان نشرك بالله شيء انه الهي عندنا بو شريك يلا ضد مؤمنين وعين كاسان ان كستو ضدك انت بدني كقالوا وركا مركو وضي ايها هدنا وحو بلابين ويغا لا هدلو يا صاحبي السجن war labadan xabsiga u saaxiibka ah oo dhageysta buu leeyahay أأرباب متفرقون خير أم الله الواحد القهار أم الله الواحد القهار ورمى الرب يد التراد بضبا في عن مسينا عابدان إليها كلها دعوة دي سيبو بلابا يقول ريا يفسر كيدا دورية وشاغي رياضة يفسر كيدا حيو لكن كان سكاير بوكا فايدة سنة يا إنو مسيجي سنة ديبتو dacwadiisa inuu dhiibto oo uu leeyahay markaasi anigu war ma rabbiyo badan baa fiican in la caabudo mise ilaahay keligii ma tacbuduuna min duunihi illa asmaan samaytumuuha antum waabaa'ukum ma antum biha min sultaan wuxuu bilaabay inuu tilmaamo tafniido naqdiyo criticize gareeyo aalihadan ay caabudayaan iyo waxaan ay haystaan iyo waxaan inay wax xaqa ahayn ma waxaa caabudaysaan buu leeyahy wax kale ma caabudaysaan ilaa iyo magacyo
Hello. Yo. Yo.
Okay, fam. My bad. What are you saying?
What are you telling me, man?
I'm good, bro. That was crazy what that guy was saying. Still, he's right though.
Now, I felt like playing some culture, man. I felt like, doing some spirituality this morning. I woke up a bit spiritual. Nah, it's just, like earlier, man, I was playing some religious stuff, innit?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, let me play some.
Topic of the day.
Now, it's open mic, innit? So about later on, I thought, you know what, I'm opening it up a little bit. And, later we got that, the bit, the conversation I want to have later on, innit? It's about the week beta emails. That's for later on, 8 o'clock, innit?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel you. That should be.
So I thought, you know what, just right off now. So today, as I'm saying, I'm what's it called, off today. So I thought to myself, you know what, let me run a open mic to about 8 o'clock. Switch it off, change out the topic. So what's good then, man? Talk to me.
Well, everything's good, mashallah. Just working, getting my money up. I'm about to go out later on. I'm gonna go eat lunch with my dad, and then we're just gonna chill. And then I'm gonna be back home.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I swear, where did we leave off last night? Last night's stream was interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I forgot, to be honest. I remember because I think you were sleepy too. I didn't. So even me, I was like 9 o'clock at my time. But I think we were talking about you and me. We were just talking about the community and about other things. Last week with all the shit I said too about certain individuals. They got things got a little heated. But I think everything.
But do you know what it is? Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. Certain people are just gonna piss people off on this thing, innit? So some people get along, some people don't.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I have my individuals as well. No matter what, I just can't get along with you. It doesn't matter because of Somali bun. He's just means we're chalk and cheese. Some people were like that, and I think Somali don't need to embrace that as well. That's the thing. I think it's like we see each one as ourselves. Some people just don't like each other. Don't tell one like them.
Yeah, man, that's the issue too with a lot of Somalis is that I think the biggest we have differences. We can understand our differences. I don't mind that, but if it's not if it doesn't belong, in my opinion, for the Somali interest, it's useless. So you and me, we vary in a lot of different opinions, but one thing that unites us is our love for our culture and and to provide Somali look for Somali interest. A lot of these people are part of the LGBT movement, are part of the liberal movement. Like it's weird for me to see, like, for example, like I don't want to keep running around circles and like see Somalis go out of their way to support other people. Like I'm just right now. I'm in my house. I'm with my mom. If I go see what she's doing, everything she does is 100% just catered to Somalis. But why is it that the new Somali generation caters to everyone else? Even me, I don't care what happens. The news could show me something happened in Lebanon. I don't give a fuck about Lebanon. Something happens there. The only people I can really share a little history are people that struggle like me, like countries like Afghanistan, certain parts of Democratic Republic of Congo. You know what I mean? Other African countries where we have a similar struggle that we're trying to help ourselves become better. But what do I share with other people? And this is what I had issues last time with other people that use religion, right? Interpretation of Islam is different from how Iran, how Afghanistan, how Indian Muslims, Malaysians, Indonesians interpret Islam compared to Somalis and everything, right? I don't see Indonesians supporting other groups of people. If you want to support a struggling group, go right ahead.
No, you're kind of right. Shall I tell you why? I've noticed that earlier in the conversation, yeah. there was an undercover message that, and I see some, groups of, the Muslim, different ethnic groups in it, yeah, at each other's throats, disrespecting each other. And I thought to myself, hang on a minute, ain't you the guys that's supposed to be merry on this thing together? Yeah, I come from.
Facts.
And I think to myself, that's just a pure example of what you're talking about. So I can't understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, facts, fam, facts. Because one of the things that I realized too is that this victim, like you said, this victim mentality in our community that's non-existent, right? You can see our predecessors; they don't play this thing. That's why Somali's a little bit backwards because they don't look at what's happening in their country as a bad thing. They see it's normal to the point where you have foreigners on our soil. You have UN officials making 100K a year doing nothing for Somalis. The disrespect is quite fathomable. This is why I go on to the South and they say, "Oh, Duan, you hate the South." Do I really hate the South, or does the South hate itself? That's the real question. Because the North, they show their patriotism by help developing their own land with zero money coming funneling through
See,
anything
I
else.
think this is where the problem I think maybe people might have with you, and I think it's not maybe a problem. It's maybe the way you're saying it and the way you're emphasizing it, and maybe some people really have a problem with how you're saying it compared to how I say it. Maybe it's maybe because you're more blunt. Maybe it's because you're not. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like you're just saying how it is, and some people just can't take that really. Because when you emphasize the North is like this and the South is like that, it is sort of divisional talks in
It
a way
is.
if you perceive it like that. For a
Yeah.
person that's claiming to be a nationalist and cares about what them call you shouldn't really have them type of sentiments.
Yeah, but you see, the division comes with this though. The division comes with the fact that these people, they're ready to accept everybody who has no Somali blood as Somali. That's very divisive, right? Like I said before, I'm here sitting down arguing with a bunch of people. You have certain individuals. Like this is the weirdest part. Like you talked about this last time when you were at Speaker's Corner. You have certain individuals that want to leave their community and open up their and sell their seed or sell their womb to a foreigner and say their kid is one of us. You never hear this with any other communities. I never hear Adan saying the same thing when you have other people saying, "Oh, Somalis are mixed." Like last time I was talking about, I'm like, I'm not out here trying to debate you about something that's so stupid when we're the most homogeneous group that there is. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me when this is something that's southerner. You won't hear a northerner say this. I am a Somali Libani because there's southerners that think like me, that move like me, that hate what's going on down in the south. But the problem is that they don't care. Like even last time, the guy that came yesterday, Abshir, talk about the SYL and all that. Like, why is everything that has to do with Somalis is located in Hamad? There's nothing Somali about Hamad. It's a city that was created as a miscegenated city. It's equivalent to London or New York in a sense that now it's not big or like developed, but it has a bunch of random different people in a place that don't come from the ethnicity or the original people of the land. You know what I mean? So what do
So
we
are you trying
benefit
to
out
say,
of
yeah, Riz, are you trying to say like there's a culture clash in the South and it's driving people having, and now they're gonna have do you think they're gonna have an extra other headache? Because some people are
fact?
gonna be and then now as society moves on, people are gonna be indoctrinated, and that's that. Do you think? And I'm not trying to take shots for anyone that listens to this, not that type of guy. But do you think that's a South problem? And they don't
It
need
is.
to wake up and realize the coffee, because some of them come on like, what's his name? I remember when Dapper used to come on and say we need to close certain areas and certain things down. Like anyone can't just come into Mogadishu no more. And I think that's a conversation they need to really start having. Because the one of the brothers,
Fam.
I think one of the brothers
Yeah.
came in, who was it? Shuaib, yeah? He was saying like, my mom's from the north, but my dad's from the south, and I've been to both, yeah. And he said something interesting. He said like in 2013, when something happened in Hargeisa, every single house got knocked open. About Chibini, you know them ones.
Yeah.
Does that really go on in the south? No. Does any Tom, Dick, and Harry come in? And a lot of the Southerners keep saying that. That from you could even listen to the stream. A lot of them are saying that. So I kind of understand that. But do you think that's a conversation they need to have? Or if
I
we're in
mean,
this in together, again, this is the problem. If you're gonna drag us all in together, then we should speak about this. And isn't this an issue? Because sooner or later, who is Somali and who's not. So if we start developing who has the loyalty, who's ethnically, and what is going on, and I think Is it time to have that conversation?
You see,
To say, okay,
that's
you
why.
are Somali citizens and you are Somali
Yeah,
nationalists. I
yeah,
think that's what the difference is. And I think people are scared to have that conversation because the thing is, again, globalization. People say, oh, it doesn't affect us. What do you think of that? Because I've had
mm,
certain people in my lifetime, even in my, and I've met them, they claim other heritage when it suits them. But when you want to be around Dhaka Somali, that you want to claim to be Somali, that I find disgusting.
yeah. I completely
That
agree
I
with
can't,
everything. Yeah,
I can't stand that because I've witnessed it and I've grown up and I've seen it. Yeah, in different scenarios, you are not us. But when it fits your agenda, one are tight. So where does that sort of kind of, and I'm not break that down to everyone. Where does that? Where does people find that?
you
Come
see,
through.
yeah, yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? Khalid, this is how what happens when a country destabilizes itself. All these problems come through. When in our history have Somalis had a hard time figuring out who's Somali? Never. It is one of the
Never.
easiest things to do. The easiest thing to do. This is the issue. This is a loaded
Because
topic.
even in certain groups now, yeah,
Yeah,
think about it. If Somali bala barankara, and people could just start blending in and say Somali
yeah.
bani, that can kill me. And it's like who? And then this whole kumbaya sort of thing is like, what the fuck?
So let me ask you a question. What do you think about Jay Dean?
Him?
Yeah.
What about him? I don't even listen to them punks. There, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just see them people. They're just for me. They're trying to be Muslim rap famous, innit? That's
Mm-hmm.
what these lot are trying to do. That's how I see them. I see them.
But
They're
he's on a
adding.
Somali thing now. He's on a
But I don't really
Somali
give
thing
a
for the last
bruv,
year.
because what it is, yeah, he's got a great PR team. Whoever his PR team is, in it, yeah, they know the Somali thing is trending. It's just common sense, wallah. These people don't
Wallah,
give a
that's
shit about
true.
your dog, and they don't give a fuck about the dean as well. From in my perspective, shall I tell you why?
Mm,
Yeah, I tell you why they
yeah.
don't give a shit. What they're doing is like spit out, fam. Let's be honest, music and all of this is haram. Let's call it
Facts.
how it is. And you're
Mm-hmm.
mixing it up, and then you're gonna use. For me, that's why a lot of people like I see people playing around with the thing. And how I grew up with music is haram. You don't mix it up. Okay, so brother and sisters, are you just trying to make money out of deen? I'd rather be clear with these people. That's how I see them. And this person said it's right. People are culture vultures. We've got
Yeah.
culture vultures nowadays, and the worst thing is we're not capitalizing on our culture. That Nicola is, and then that kind of putting that person on. So that's a bit disgusting. And Mahal Istimalia, the Deen Bal Istimalia. And what the person is doing is anti-Deen. So there has to be a time where people call this out and say, "Wahani Deen Mahas, what are you doing?" Like, man, نقدر سمع سنة صار. That's how it is. ويصير قف مدوة ضد دقن قصة هذا العقل سمع سنة. That's how I see it. I know. If I'm wrong, please tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit the head on the nail right there with that one. That's the
Mm.
issue. You see, Somali community is the most vulnerable of the Muslim community. It's the most
It is.
vulnerable one. It's the easiest one to target and everything. See,
It's
this
the
is why
easiest one to infiltrate. Halal Muslim by and it's this. Oh, and I think to myself, okay, what does that mean now? Because I saw it in these little group Discord things that these lot are doing, yeah. Habla la'ayu, all the women that are getting disrespected, all the women, and there's Somali beta males around all of this in it, yeah. And it's disgusting.
and
I
what do
know
they
they're gonna
say?
listen to this, yeah. Now
What do
there's
they
Somali
say?
girls getting dick pics sent to them, like Humani, like Ayo, like the
Oh,
Galamia,
okay.
and there's
Yeah,
other Muslims, and they're all doing this because Muslimin kalayihin. But that's Somali, but that can start that can, and they're underneath the pretext banner of, and then now all of them are clocking it. They're all clocking it. Why now they're doing their own little gay little groups, and it's a joke thing. And again, this is why I refused earlier. The first, I played the Mufti Mink, yeah. That's for undercover people that are running around here doing the most utmost disgusting. And even Somali Bakuchila. So I realized that, wallahi, you're right. Our culture, something vulnerable, but no die. And sometimes I
yeah,
see it coming from the deen. Like, that deen te nugu dudu manaya. And let's
yeah,
call it out. We have to call it
yeah.
out, bro.
You see, it's exactly like the other guy too that was here last the time when you kicked me off. That guy, he's the type of guy that I respect your love for your religion. Don't ever get it twisted. Love Allah all you want, but when you use Allah to overshadow Somalinimo and to put it down, why can't you associate? See, let me see. This is the issue that I have with these people, right? Let me tell you, and a lot of them came last week. They'll do this. Best believe they'll say, "Oh, I'll pick up a Muslim Palestinian over a Somali God." But the irony is that all Somalis are Muslims. Palestinians have Christian minorities. Palestinians have more atheists. Palestinians have more Gallo people than we do. But yet they do that. They always disassociate Somali with Islam when they want to diss us because they know that that's the only way to diss us. Because they know if they use Islam, that forces them to love Somalis. But they can't do that. It hurts their heart, including myself. Because myself, I love Somalis, whether with their deen or not. They're Somalis first. I don't care. But when you want to use the deen to diss your people, that's when I have an issue with you. Why are you using the deen? Somalis are the most patriotic Muslims. Somalis are the most proud Muslims. The problem is that they're the most destabilized of the Muslims. Even Afghans who are in worse situation than us are still more stabilized in the West. Why is that? And then you have people that attack the men. I don't care. We can do that all day. That's up to you. But as soon as you talk about females, it becomes a whole, not all of them, this and that, this and that. These people don't have backbones. They're weak people. They're easily influenced. The reason why Dean is successful is because Somalis have low self-esteem. The people like Sam Somalia, this and that, all these groups of people, they exist because Somalis let them exist.
No, but do you think they, with the Sam Somalia thing, yeah, I think that's just, typical Adan people, white people, because they're so boring and their thing is boring now, innit? Yeah. Like, they're the typical culture vultures, innit? They've been doing this for years and years and years on end, innit? And that's nothing new to them. They've been stealing people's cultures, even the Arabs as well, innit? Yeah. I clocked that in North Africa where they stole people's cultures and identities, innit? And made it their own, so
Yeah,
for me,
Lawrence of Arabia.
yeah, we all know this, man. We know what's
Yeah,
going on. So the culture vulture thing is amazing. And the
yeah,
worst thing is, what you say when people use it against you, that's disgusting. Is that where you come from, Ridley?
exactly that.
I really
Because
am certain people come and filter and infiltrate. That's why I'm
no,
on this look. Like, I'm rather listen to my own sheikh, rather listen to my own people. I don't, the
facts.
ones, like when you just take
Yeah,
foreign influences, you have to stop it sometimes. Be like, nah. But then again, there's the problem of multiculturalism, the way the world's moving. You get where I'm coming from?
yeah, I completely agree with you. Multiculturalism, like I said, up to it only affects communities that let it affect it. Right. I don't want to start name dropping communities, but we can see Adan Yomado Kofka, any other people they love, they mix with them. That's why. Adani Umado Ninaraga, they Galo with Gursian. They're marrying any Galos, anybody. Pakistanis live in multicultural societies, yet they create insular communities and they keep to themselves. And I hate to use the same example, but it's the truth. I live amongst them. Every day I see Pakistani men wearing khamis and going to the masjid every day. You see the Friday prayers. There's a masjid. All the masjids is built by them. Most of them, a few from Somalis too. They always they pack it. Most masjids are only packed with South Asians. No other Muslim community that dominates more than Somalis too, but they have their own one. Abu Rera up here and where I live in Scarborough is the most popular one. Then there's a few in the West End. But like I said, it's the way how you keep your community tight knit. Us right now as a general, like I said, as Somali people, as men specifically, we should just clock out our shift in the West. Take your hard, use all the resources that Galos have, help take a skill, a knowledge, and go back to your country. Don't go back home and marry a woman just to marry her because you lost out. Bring something of value back to your country. Bring something that's worth passing on to generations. Skills and trades and knowledge that we can use to develop ourselves. I'm not gonna start going off on this PSA, you know what I mean? But that's how we're supposed to do. If today all Somali men drop this bullshit and unite and become a collective, you will see in the next 5, 10 years. Some other guy, remember yesterday, he said it's impossible 5, 10 years Somali will be. He's right, but I was saying like just baby steps, little progress, like build roads, building railways. We don't want. We should not follow the African way where you take Chinese loans and have Chinese built infrastructure. Why do that? When you can have your own, you can use your own people, create education and employment opportunities in your land, create food security, all these things that is to survive. At the end of the day, majority of the diaspora are useless to Somali Nemo. They're not gonna do nothing. There are women and there are men who propagate. They'll say like unpopular opinion about Somalis or Somalia. Um, you're not less of a Somali if you don't go back home and build. Of course you are less of a Somali if you don't do that. What the fuck? What do you mean? If you live for yourself, Okay, I understand if you're in your early 20s, but you're not. If you say that as a 30-year-old, you're a fucking loser. Your country need like. Do you think the Yehuda, your Indoyer, if they had that mentality, you think they'll be there where they are
I don't
today?
know. But what do you think breeded that mentality? Is it the displacement? Is it certain people? Like again, this is why culture, language, and self identities. I've been screaming about self identity. Is knowing self one has to know itself.
Facts, 100% agreed. But this, it's not
Big
about
up, Hunter in
identity.
the building.
Shout out to
Huh,
Hunter, man. Real shout
Hunter,
out to
the
my
Master
big
Denise
brother.
brother. You're Zol in the building. Big up Zol in the building.
Mm.
You're Zol. Carry on.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying, fam. Like, Khalid, wallahi, please do me a favor, brother, if you want to or not. Just disassociate with these losers, wallahi. They're gonna die out, wallahi. Look at this.
The losers of the day. Which
No, no,
ones?
no. I'm talking about the ones that are creating this disassociation or attacking Somali Nimo and Somali people. You know, like look at this. If today Somalia becomes a developed country, inshallah, which it will, it becomes a nice nation. The first people to run back were the ones to diss and not to associate. Somalis have to make these people pay. If you weren't part of our struggle, you're not part of our success. Go F yourself. Get out of here. We don't want you. Wallah, I will make it my life's mission to have the most rigorous immigration process in the world. I don't care if you're Somali. I would treat Somalis worse than foreigners because foreigners difference is he already knows who he is. Somali person, he's sneaky. He looks like you, he acts like you, but reality, he didn't give a fuck. And when we asked him, can you please send us donations to help build our country? Nah, fuck that. But then as soon as we build our country, oh, say a word, that's my land. Let me come here. All the Somalis that said, "Oh, I'd rather be in Kenya," all the Somalis say, "Oh, I'd rather be in the Galo land." Once we
Mm.
become good, they're gonna want to come back home. Why? It's not your land. You're disloyal. You weren't part of our.
This is what I kind of disagree with you. Then wouldn't you want to welcome them back and say, okay, cool?
If they
Like
didn't do
instead of
nothing, they didn't support us. What's the Khalid? If someone speaks ill of Somalis, right, and they didn't care, the ones that say, "Oh, I don't have to build my country. I don't care." But as soon as you build it, would you want someone to be there? Imagine you ask someone to help you build a house, and they say, "Nah, I'm not in the mood. I don't want to help you." And you build your house. Now they want to say, "Oh, hey, man, do you mind if I join you and come inside your house?" Would you invite them? They didn't help you. They didn't do anything for you. What's the point, Khalid? If you were homeless and someone you ask someone, please
but
can
then
I borrow
again,
a
like
dollar,
are
and they
you
said
but then again,
yeah,
can I ask you a question? When you do selfless acts and you do for people, you don't really expect accolades back. If I'm here to fix up, like, and I'm solely missioning to fix up what don't care, innit? Yeah, like, who am I to tell another Somali you don't have the right to come back? And because they didn't contribute on that, and they still, I'll still welcome them back. And I'm the type of person to say, see, I told you we could do it.
that's
And
true.
I'll make them feel like, yo, look at you, you're a disgrace. Like, and I wouldn't even want to make them feel bad. Actually, I wouldn't
That's
want to.
true.
I'm not that type. I think because that's the epitome of hasidism. I'll be like, yo, see, like, this is what we did, you know.
Facts. Let
And
me
but
ask
that's
you a
why you
question.
got. But that's why I started. It says trying to find people that think like me. I
Exactly. Let me
care
ask you
about
a
what them
question.
because I know along the line I just met a lot of bullshit people. Like I'm saying, I'm having honest conversations with dishonest people.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Right? You see, you
That's my
mentioned
analogy so far. If anyone ever asks me about Somali speakers, I'm an honest brother trying to have honest conversation with dishonest Somali brothers and sisters that don't really give a fuck. They ain't lifting, they ain't doing nothing. But since I've done this, out of all my panelists, there's only about a handful, five, six brothers and sisters that I'm grateful. So inshallah, the journey continues and then more to come. That's how I kind of see some of them patience in it. Because that's what I've analyzed so far. More like, But go ahead, Ritz.
yeah, yeah. So let me ask you a question. Right? You see, you're right about everything you said, but would you? The people I'm talking about are the self haters, are the disbelievers, are the pessimists. They don't deserve a seat. You want your country. See, in certain countries, right, like China, North Korea, Iran, if you are known to be a political dissident that speaks ill or badly about the nation, you get executed and imprisoned. You're not allowed to be like that. That's the issue with Somalis. There's a lot of self-haters and sellouts. These people, like I said, don't have the right to come back, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. You know what I mean? It's an issue. Our culture is under threat Like what a man like Ibrahim Osman said, Arabization and Western popular culture, which only affects a certain demographic. I'm not gonna start name dropping, but we know who they are. See, Somali men are the ones in our generation are the last hope to fix Somalis, whether it be from their mentality of conservatism, traditionalism, and proud Somalinimo, or their ability to perform and to help themselves. The issue is individualism is destroying us. We have to be a
Well,
collective.
I couldn't say that Arabization and Western cultures are massive for it. Wallahi, they are.
Keyword call it popular, Western popular.
And
You know,
Arabization, I'm both of them. I'm onto both of them. Both of them are disgusting towards our people. Wallahi. Both of them are. Because one people don't realize, one that the one that a lot of these brothers and sisters struggle on. I'm saying if it's not from the Sunnah and the Hadith, I'm not taking no Arabization cultures. Anything else that's their dukkhan. We need to separate the two. And a lot of Somali brothers and sisters are scared to say that. They're scared to say, yo, there's a thing going on with these men as well, where they trying to make you think that you're them, but you're not them. Assalamu alaikum, yad-din samaha. That's about it. Keep it as that. Anything else, bro? I'm not wearing none of your things, your attires, or them ones. I'm
yeah.
not trying to look like you. I'm not trying to speak like you. I'm not trying to act like you. I'm not trying to eat food like you. Them ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. And I think, again, the westernization and Arabization is a big issue from both sides. Wallah. And any brother and sister that denies it, come over here and try to say it. Because there's people in our lineage who like, oh, I come from Hang. You don't fucking come from no one. When you're there before them other people, you get where I'm coming from, Wallah.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. A lot of the biggest issues I start to think that realizes that Somali culture is not of interest with a lot of people, especially a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Muslim other groups. You know, you can go on social media, you'll see a lot of groups that praise other people, that act like other people that speak. This is why I stopped speaking certain, like even certain slang words from because they come from certain cultures where you try to adopt like them. Some people just think, oh, it is what it is. But me, I make it my due diligence to avoid saying certain words, to avoid to be like these people. These people are a bad influence. You can't follow a group of people that play victims. It is the weakness of the mind. You know, Somalis that joined the liberation of a group in the Middle East or liberation of a group in America are Somalis that have nothing to offer themselves, let alone their own kind.
Mm-hmm.
They're losers. You're fighting. Oh, you see. This is why last time we were arguing. They say, Khalid, name me one time in history where you thought a group of people fought for themselves and other people. Look at Nelson Mandela. He fought for South Africa. He fought for Palestine. He fought for this. Where is he now? He's dead, and South Africans are killing Somalis, living in shacks in their own homeland, quote unquote.
Nah,
Where
but
white
where he
people.
fucked up here, I'm not gonna lie to you, where he fucked up here, they got him with when he come out, the kumbaya shit. Oh, we're together. He should have said, no, fuck that, man. You man say you finna wadunga kabaha. You get where I'm coming from? Ibrahim Ismail's chatting shit right now. You know, I've rate you, everything he's been saying is alright, yeah, but you have to take an L for that one. Man said the Somali language is at least like 9,000 years or no. I don't think so. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think so. You have to show man some delil and proof. You have to show the proof for that one, bro. I don't know why this brother is always typing, man. Stop being a fucking troll in it, yeah. Let me put the link out for him. I'm gonna put the link out right now. So yeah, all last night. I want this, brother. I'm gonna draw you out right now, yeah. The draw out. Come on the pitch. Have your say the SS way. Nirraga skridig, man. You type like Nirraga. You type like a man. You say you drop bullet points like, but can you speak like a man? That's the question. Alaikum assalam. My sister in the building. Somali Queen in the building. FA in the build.
Mm. This is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Khalid, right? We as a community, we have to be very conservative as a group and very protectionist. As soon as a Somali speaks of another group to support, is as soon as he shows his true colors. You're a loser. You see, I don't like Dr. Umar Johnson, but one of the things I like about him is that he always advocates for his people to think for themselves first. There's nothing wrong with that. Put your
Yeah,
own
I'm like that as well. I
like
tell my
like
people, wallahi, think
mhm.
for yourselves. Don't let no one think. And this group thinking collective thing is not existing. Like both these, you see both these things that the brother said, it's powerful. Arabization and Western popular culture. Not deen. This is why a lot of people, my brothers and sisters, when they see the Arab, deen to cheddar. No, deen tamaha. Nothing to do with the deen, because the kitab sunnah, Nabi Muhammad was the Nabi for everyone. So don't even come with that. Apart from that, yeah, that's the only thing I'm taking from them sides. Anything else is I'm not touching it. And that's what people need to start waking up, fam.
Exactly, you're 100% right. The only way to solve this, Khalid, like I believe so, is to lead by action. Words don't work. As soon as you develop something that's doing good for itself, you're going to see the number one people, the people that you don't like, are gonna come first. The people that you like are gonna come last because they're already doing their own thing and focus on themselves. While the people, oh man, today you can open a place to help Somali people, Somali children. The first people you're gonna see come through are going to be groups of people that have half breeds first. Watch, that's what the first. Oh, my kid is Somali. Where's his father? Well, what does he rep? Oh, go, my bad. What's good?
No,
Salam
no,
alaikum.
no. Alaikum assalam, Effins.
Yeah,
I'm
I just want
talking
to say,
this.
sorry, Kay. Sorry,
Come through,
I
come
just
through.
want to say, like, if you notice, Riddy and SS, one
Yeah.
thing Somalis are good at, the only thing Somalis are good at mainly, it's many things, but also keeping track of your lineage. That's one thing we're very good at as people. So
Yeah,
we can't say that's cap, you know.
No, we're not saying that's cap, but what is that doing for us? We're good at up to the scene. Is that what you're saying? The lineage up to the scene? It's amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. But what
Yeah,
significant benefit does that have, F? In this 2020, especially Haladan Kuchuno, the displacements, the poverty, gachada, and this is what everyone says, the gachada na haiso. Because we are the 6th or 11th poorest country in the world, wallah.
yeah, true.
So what does lineage and up to the scene do for us now? Visibly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not Humamaha. I'm not gonna lie to you. What does it?
Yeah,
Oh, what Khali? I could tell from Khali to I could count to about 14 man, 15, whatever. Then I'm a sock. What does that benefit? I'm still hungry. What does that do? Okay,
yeah,
pridefully, culture wise, it does something. Come through, F.
yeah. It doesn't do anything economically, but when it comes to identity, you know, it does a lot for us. You get me? So in that way, it helps us a lot. What do you think? What do you guys think about that?
No, but F, there's a bigger. You see with that, yeah. There's a bigger sort of imka thing that's happened to us. Yeah, it's what identity do we have? I feel like strip everything away and say, yo, Somali's the identity, innit? Deen is
Mm.
our faith. Deen is faith. But when we talk about identity,
So
Somali's my identity.
we should be more like the Ethiopians, maybe.
I
Like,
think we just need to just really have these conversations and say, yo, what is Somali? Who is Somali? And that's our identity. Our faith, mashallah, is Islam.
alhamdulillah.
You go, that's our way of life, but our identity, our qabiyala, our ways of qafurtu, what's that? I don't know how to say in Arabic, but try whatever. Don't even need to say in Arabic. Why don't I say Asliyan? What are we? And let's stick to them labels, and then from there, everything else. Well, okay, it's kind of a Deen Tani. This is right.
Right.
This is Dagan Kenny. Kind
Yeah,
of Af Kenny. This is how we do. That's the problem I think we're having. And some people really need to have that conversation. And when it's a collective okay, this is what it is. But
yeah,
some people are gonna say, well, I'm this and I'm anchor, I'm anchor. That's good for you. Fit into that crowd. Because when I seen it, when I see a bunch of Somali brothers and sisters trying to do this, oh, we are the one. Like, I hablihi. Gusi Sawra Lusa Didiri again, Chief. That's when I said, hey, what's going on here then? Live on the streets, man. I could play something one night on time, innit, yeah? I was thinking to myself, hang on a minute. So really that whole you're trying to big multi-group, I don't think that fits in. You know,
no,
we're multicultural, that's just I don't know, man. I'm trying to look at this globalization thing, and I think it's disastrous, to tell you the truth.
but
I think everyone
have
should
you
have that.
noticed? I noticed like a lot of more Yemenis are coming to they're coming to a country.
Yeah, because their country's fucked right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. There needs to be a border control and say, you know, okay, cool. your thing's finished and ma salama as well. What you nigga, you know the ones.
But
So I
it's
don't wanna have that Burwani sort of bullshit influence as well, where you know how the South's got that problem where some people claim to be. I've seen it. I've seen people claim to be Yemeni, 1 minute Somali, multiple bullshits in them, and they don't know what's going on. And
nah,
then
but
because it's cheaper, and I feel like thingy, what Ridley always says is beautiful, my brother.
yeah, but if you notice if you guys notice the migration pattern, it's
Yeah, that's
Somalis are
Davis.
going.
Someone said Yasmin. Yeah, that's her. But she knows who she is. She's from Barbados, innit? I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I do have a cousin that's half Somali, innit? But she knows who she is. There's never been no confusion. أبيض وأنا مسلمة Barbados وكلمة وهذا وأنا قبل Somali. There hasn't been that confusion. So she knows that heritage and that side. But I'm saying the ones that, are born Malakata and then the Somali be claim Girenian. We have to be like, hey, come. We have to stop that as well.
yeah. But if you notice, the migration, a lot of Somalis are going. The Arab countries and the Arabs are coming to Somali countries, or Somaliwain, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny. Yeah, switching.
No, because you know what it is, yeah? It's because I think they've made you hate Africa, innit?
Maybe.
That's what Iyalka Tahrir, the Ghanaian president said it the best. They make you hate Watan Kada while you've got the most natural resources, so you don't even need to go nowhere. So that's another way of getting rid of Africa, because Africa's got the biggest youth.
That's true.
Like, especially in Somalia, man. 70% of the country's youth. That's a good working population,
Yes.
Wallahi.
That's good in the future.
Singapore and these other places, they've got the opposite problem. They're having an aging community. That's demand as well.
Yeah, same here in Denmark.
Denmark, there's only 5 million people in Denmark.
Nearly 6 million, but
imagine that so imagine how many's Adan, 6 million. Put that figure of original Danish people.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Huh?
That's not a lot of Ajnabi compared to the indigenous, like in UK.
Yeah.
So here, there's not a lot of Ajnabi. That's why there's crazy people here. They burn the Quran, because they know they get protection from the police.
Yeah, and plus, Denmark. I think Denmark wanted to get rid of even 5 million. They still want to get rid of people. They're trying to steal some people. Yeah. But then again,
they even pay you to go home.
Okay, can I say something? Let me say something. For a nation of 5 million, yeah, a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's racist. But do you think that's a nation of people looking after their best interest? Not only 5 million or Aselbani, that's a small number of people, in a Dunka. If you think about Somalia, we're fucking 3-5 times that size. So you're telling me the Somali people have more indigenous people than the whole of Denmark? And Denmark's still now getting rid of people. So what do you think of that? Because we're all getting... I told you, certain countries have realised it. Like France, I said this last night. There's certain countries that have realised this multiculturalism thing. We need to fix it up. And then Somalia and these other countries want to embrace this. Like France, I told you, France, yeah. Some people believe or not. And then this is what... some people are going to find this annoying, yeah? If we're Muslim, yeah, we got to say, you got to live by the land of the law. Samaha.
صح.
You have to live by the land of the law, innit? Yeah. So if the law is telling you, shouldn't you move out of that wadanka? Or do you have haq in order? Again, multiculturalism. If we could even use the deen to debunk it.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Should you move or should you stay? In France, if you look at France with the hijab ban. So that's a good point, but I think it depends on the individuals personally, because not everyone has different viewpoints. Can you hear me?
What did she say? Yeah, I hear. Naima said, I don't like the idea of closing borders to Masaki Miskins.
Same here. I don't like it either.
Yeah, but then again, you have to do things you don't like. Doing innit? This is part of life, Allah.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. I hate to say that, Naima. Sometimes this is the thing about Dumarka. Sometimes Alosh ala case for the greater good. You're gonna do things, end up doing things that you don't like and doing. That's just natural. You gotta come from.
Yeah, but sometimes you can overreact. Sometimes countries that can overreact with what's called fear mongering.
It's not fear mongering. I'm just saying. Okay, look, listen. The other day, I think it was last night we were talking about this. Yeah. Imagine there's a Somali sister. She won a case in the UK.
Okay.
She walked into some of her white colleagues saying, there's knife crime going on, or these black people are stabbing each other up, which is true in the UK. I don't care if in London, I don't care about the rest of the UK. There is a massive, disgusting gang culture thing in the black community. No one could deny that. Anyone that says, oh no, fuck your figures, man. Come on the streets of Tottenham, Woodgreen, and Melha. Kids are dying left, right, centre, and they look like us in it, yeah?
Yeah.
Should a person of an indigenous nation have the right to complain about that without getting fired? Because some other migrant felt uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying about liberalism. So it's like now, if Imika, we're back Somalia on Chogna, innit? Yeah. Let's just pretend we have Somalia is just like the UK or Europe or color. Just hypothetically, we're speaking hypothetically.
Yeah.
When I read that case, I said, okay, this Somali girl, she won 25,000. She got a couple of her colleagues fired.
That's a lot of
okay, because she complained about black knife crime. Like,
she got 25K.
Yeah, and they got the people fired.
Damn.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when you look at them cases, okay, should that person really, like right now, say, for example, if we're in Somalia and talking about Bosaso, Herge, wherever the fuck we are, yeah?
No, be specific.
I'm gonna give you a scenario. Bosaso and talking, for example, innit? We're in Bosaso, we're at work, me and you, colleagues born here, Shakan Kuchina, innit?
Yeah.
Bosaso is just like London or Calais, yeah? It's got whatever rules, regulations, work. And me and you are talking, we see Adam people, say if they were the low class, like, the migrants, or Calais. And Midial basically tag, and me and you complain about it. Ridley or Nin Ada comes into the room, complains, should us two really get fired and sacked? I don't
know if it's hate speech.
What's hate speech? Say if it's true. Say if there's a lot of black on black knife crime. Say if it's true in Somalia, yeah. I done by Midiaska tag, and we're like, what the fuck's going on to Wooden Kenna? Is that ebb? Like, come on, think about it, deep. Or have we grown up to this soft belly culture where, where does that come from? The PC culture.
Look, the UK is a world power. It's a world power country. That's that has foreign policy in Africa and different parts of the world. So it's not the same as me and you in Bosaso or Garowe or Hargeisa or Mogadishu. I don't know about Mogadishu, but those places. So they have a responsibility, kind of. You get me? In a way, that's what comes with when you are world power. Just like in Rome, back in the day, they had a Ajnabi also in Rome. So that's when you're world power. That comes with that.
It comes with that sort of. What do you expect, Washakala?
Yeah. When you take resources from other countries and you're world power, wahas, then it comes with the package. It comes with the deal.
So if you're screaming, I'm a multicultural country, these are the type of problems you do face. But what the man or color, we want to face shit like that. But is it gonna be heading them ways? Sometime in the near future, because Ridley was saying some parts of the south, there's multicultural compared to the north.
Yeah, that's true. That's true for sure.
Because you've been to both sides and Hargeisa, innit? You've been to both sides, innit? Garowe and both sides, innit?
No, I haven't been to my dad's side. I haven't been to Garowe, Sasso, and that. Okay. But yeah, for sure, I can imagine Mogadishu because there's all kind of people there. Everyone's in Hamar. Even though there's mostly Hawiye, they're the biggest Abgar.
Yeah.
They're the majority there, but they're more multicultural. I can imagine for sure.
But they're more multicultural.
Yeah, a lot more, a lot more, a lot more. Also, I don't know. Are they more educated as well, Khalid?
Boy, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. That's a question for another day.
Do they speak? Do more people in Hamad speak English than in Hargeisa?
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah,
I don't
because it's
know.
like London. Imagine London and another country. Like which one is more forward in a way?
Yeah,
So London, they're a bit more forward when it comes to. They're a bit more progressive
yeah,
compared
progressive.
to let's say Hargeisa is Manchester. You're up north. Let's say up north.
So you're saying because you have multiple ethnic type of Somalis, it makes you more culturally.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the UK, down south, up north. Well, it's the same, same dynamic, nearly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
that's what I think. That's what I think.
Hmm?
So Hammer is anyone can come. That's they're more welcoming. Anyone can
That's
come to Hammer.
you're saying that's the motto.
That's the motto. Yeah, that's what I heard them say. The people from Hammer that I met.
But
Hammer.
the brother really finds that kind of strange though. And maybe some people do as well.
No, but it's the capital. It's the capital. So in a way, it has responsibility. But we had this argument before about
I know.
capital.
I know. I was just about to say that. We've had this
Yeah,
heated debate, yeah.
we have our disagreements. But
We have our disagreement, our private disagreements on this one, innit?
yeah. Sure. For
It's
me,
weird, man.
yeah. You know what I stand. The capital,
Belongs to
everyone,
everyone.
anyone, everything goes.
It belongs to everyone. Kumbaya.
There's no dulkaga.
When it comes to the capital city.
Yeah.
Should people actually start thinking that way when it comes to, reference to Mogadishu and Hamar?
Yeah, but what I've seen also, a lot of them are becoming a bit more Qabilists. They're saying, Hamar is our city. Hamar is it belongs to our clan.
Mm-hmm. Which is bullshit.
Which is bullshit. even the place, SS, the place is called Banadir, so we should give it to Dir.
Oh no, man!
Wadul Kadir.
Nah, come on, man.
Banadir.
That's why you go to the man. You get me? That's why you go to the man. I don't want to, certain man that, Arabla, to come up in here and say, you know who we're talking about, innit?
Yeah. True.
Certain man, I knew you man, that's so racist. صحيح كان عرب كلا.
Yeah.
You get me.
Yeah, I get you.
What did FA say? This the same will happen to Hargeisa. What do you mean, man? I don't think the same will happen to Hargeisa.
Maybe it's just because there's a lot of I heard there's a lot of Chinese there now, Japanese, Yemen, Oromo.
Oh yeah,
is that true?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I see a lot of Oromos, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know about the Oromo one.
Yeah, when are you gonna go Hargeisa? Anyway, you said you were gonna go Hargeisa soon.
Next summer, innit? Next summer.
Okay, then you can report the demographics.
Yeah, the demographics. But when I was there, when I last left there was a couple of Chinese restaurants, and then the Somali were they're like, yo, their dog population went down, innit? That keep on the high, like, in this place. There was a rumor, innit?
Yeah.
The man, they are taking, some cheap dogs from Hargeisa and Qalqala, yo. I don't know, man. I know personally, Chinese man, I know Afghan Masar anyway, yeah. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. But I also heard there's also Japanese that are coming there because they're doing investment as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in the next 10 years, Hargeisa is going to be bombarded, just like in Hamar. So
do we need to start having these conversations?
Yeah, when the time comes. So we're going to definitely have those conversations because I can see it. There's already, I think there's a lot of Yemenis there. There's definitely a lot of Oromo.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are coming in.
So you're saying ethno nationalists like what's his name, Ridley Okale, but Luba Hane, innit?
No, fam, and SNP, man, SNP, Somali Nationalist Party, fam. You know that's the future right there, bro. What that girl say, F it? It's gonna happen to Hargeisa soon. She's wilding, bro. Hargeisa they always kick out the immigrants every time, bro. Most of them are gonna get kicked out by 2030.
We'll see. Time will
No,
tell. Time will
trust me,
tell. I
trust
disagree,
me.
but time
You
will
know
tell.
why? No, you know why? Because that's when I'm gonna be elected.
But before
President
you
Ridley
get
said,
elected, yeah, can I say something, President Ridley? Before you get elected, one word of advice for you:
Yeah.
you need to take hardcore lessons in the next couple of years of Somali Sulubarto. Ridley, if you can speak
Fam,
Somali the way you speak English, well, it's game over, bro.
well,
fam.
SS really he's gonna
Imagine
be
Ridley, imagine
really he's
Ridley
gonna
takes a crash course
I'll
here.
have a spokesperson. I'm gonna be behind the curtains to be like, I'm gonna be behind the curtain. I'm gonna give the
shadow
That's the
orders.
government.
I'm gonna give the orders.
shadow
What?
government. I think that's
What?
the more mushkility he would have Ridley is the language issue will be a big problem with him.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I want to speak about that. How can people like you, yeah, thrive and survive in Somalia then? Because I feel like that's going to be a big
Bro,
issue
I
for
was
you.
there before, family. I can easily communicate if I need something, you know? It's just there's a little communicate. You gotta
Hand
repeat
No, but
signs.
yourself.
how?
You gotta repeat it four or
Okay,
five
no, but
times.
there's a difference for a lot of what's it called? Doing your daily routine mirror and stepping into part and public speaking, the whole shebang. You
Facts,
get where I'm coming
facts.
from?
Yeah, that's true. I can agree with that.
Yeah, there's going to be a big deal. If you're going to step into a dollar, they're
Yo,
going to be
bro,
on Nick and Hulay.
who's the Somali
Huh?
Yemeni, bro? You have Yemeni in your name. You're gonna speak about Somali? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Don't throw
Someone
French
time out this guy, man.
on this man, bro. Don't you have to go fish for some food or some shit, nigga? Like, what are you? I'm joking.
That's the problem.
Yo, what's going on in our sea? Like Yemen is fishing like crazy. I
Bro,
heard.
wallahi, the problem is Somalis are not educated on fish. If Somalis loved seafood, ooh, it'd be over. But I don't blame them. Like fish is, I don't. I would only eat fish to survive. I wouldn't eat it for for joy. I'd rather goat meat or camel meat better. You know, they taste way much better in my opinion. But at the same time though, to make the livestock numbers grow, we have to start eating fish. Wallahi, fish is good. We have a rich sea, man. You know, wallahi.
Mm.
And then eat some shark meat, eat some lobster, shrimp. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Eat
You know
all
what I
that.
heard? I heard like a lot of these federal not Hamad but the other federal states they're giving like licenses to fishing illegal licenses to fishing companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys are losers, bro. They're sellouts. They're idiots. You know what I mean? Farman signed a fucking deal with China in 2019 December, $2 million, 2 million for 30 Chinese fishing fleets to come through. Bro, 90% of the fish in China is from all over the world. Chinese don't have anything. They take it from Africa mostly.
Wallahi, that's sad. That's sad, man.
I know because it's Somalis like Horn of Africans in general. We're not fish people. Fish is a cheap diet. It's not good food. But at the same time, in order to end starvation, we have to. The only way to get Somalis interested to eat fish, I find that you have to give it to them for free. That's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start eating for free, they'll be like, damn, bro, you know what? Because that's the only
Mm-hmm.
way. You sell, and then after that, Somalis have to export their fish to be successful. Especially if you sell it to Ethiopia, you have a huge market right there. Billions and billions, millions and millions of dollars, and even billions you can make easily just selling it.
Mm.
Ethiopians will eat that shit. Somalis will be like, well, I don't want this. Give me some goat meat, man. I want goat meat. I'm like, all right, man. There's even some
Nah, fish
people.
is good, wallahi.
Yeah, no. Every time you ever go to a restaurant back in Hargeisa, they give you all types of meat. You know what I mean? All the meats. Basto, Bariz. It's a full. It's always
Yeah,
a
but then
buffet.
again, I'm with FA, man. I kind of cut down on meat, man. I rather I'm onto my white meat. I
Let me
eat
tell you
hilly, but like once a week.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
but let
lie
me
to
tell you
you,
something.
man.
Let me tell you
Huh?
something. You see, she says fish is more healthy. We live in the most toxic environment in human history. Do you know how many gallons of toxic waste is thrown in the ocean and the fish is swallowing that? Fish is known to have high levels of mercury, depending on what part of the world you get it from. That's the truth. So it's very hard to trust fish. It is healthy if it's from a clean environment. I won't argue. But goats, if you feed it proper grass, no GMO, no hormones It's much more trustworthy than a fish that's in the ocean where people piss, spit through all their hadikadi in that ocean, bro. Get out of here. The ocean is dirty, bro. The ocean, we destroyed the ocean.
Now, but then again, it depends what you're fishing. If you're going
Exactly.
deep
Yeah.
into your shores here, where it's a bit more cleaner, I understand. You got a point there. I'm not gonna lie to you about the fish, because it's taking so much toxins and stuff like that. Do you think it's unhealthy?
It is. That's my ideology. Like, if I was a fisherman, I would most likely sell my fish to foreigners and only eat the good fish to my people. Because our coastline is rich, bro. We got all the type of fish in the world, fam. Our water is cleaner. Go to other countries in Africa. For some reason, I don't know if it's the clouds, but their oceans always look. They don't have blue oceans, bro. In certain parts of Africa, it's always like muddy, like like muddy water. Like it looks weird. I think it's the clouds, right? The clouds cover the
Mm.
sun a lot over there. But I don't
Mm.
know. Us, like our ocean's clean. Like I was looking at a video in Lagos, Nigeria. There's like a city that's floating. The water was the fucking disgusting, bro. It was horrible, bro. That's the difference between us, right? We used to eat bushmeat too, like certain animals, but most times we eat mostly like we eat livestock animals. You know what I mean? We're the ones that started that trend. Goat meat, sheep, camel. I
You
don't
say
think they eat.
bushmeat?
Yeah, they used to eat like dick dicks. They used to have a little bit back in the day. They used to eat. It was even there was an article right now where like 18 like antelope type creatures or ungulates that were caught and they were eaten. You know what I mean? They used to be eaten a lot back in Somali times. Yeah, they used to go hunting a bit. Not all of them though. You know what I mean? Used to mostly eat sheep and goats, but sometimes they do that.
I say this was old culture.
Yeah, it is culture. Yeah. But it depends on the animals. We don't eat like any bush meat like other places like in other parts of Africa. Other parts of Africa, they live off bush meat. That's all they eat, bush meat and whatever else they grow because they're agriculturists.
Now, but with the dietary, like food security. Do you think dietaries and food security need to be looked at? I think like that's one of our main little things that we're not even. I don't know why we're not discussing it. Is it because it's not prevalent?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I
Because I
think
think
I think it's different though. People have to understand who they are, what it is. Like I said, in this day and age, being Somali, if it becomes a trend, that's what people want to do. We as a group have to protect ourselves and our ideology and who we are. We have to have a community. You see, the Jews have the Anti-Defamation League. They have Zionist movements. They have the Jewish. They have everything to protect because they have a group of people in their community that are LGBT and liberal that they don't like but they allow them to exist and they have other groups. Every group you see, the people that are the most conservative are the ones that are the ones that help their people the best. The ones that are the most liberals are sellouts. And I don't want to name drop, but we know which demographic does that. Oh, we are the world. We are the planet. Yeah, no, we're not. No, we're not the world, man. You know what I mean? We're a people that live in the world, and I need to protect. Like I said, and I'll say it again: lions don't mix with hyenas, and vice versa. Stick to your own. You know what I mean? Know what the truth is. The lions and hyenas compete for the resources of their eco zone. They cross a lot of places. You know what I mean? Now today, the hyena is the most common carnivore in Africa. Because of its survival. Its ability to hunt. 60% kill rate. Lion 30% kill rate. That's how it is. Because they come together at night. They roll deep, 80s in packs. You can't beat the hyena. It's a dangerous animal, bro. You can't fuck with the hyena. You know what I mean? Once you know what I mean? It's a dangerous animal, but they try to make it seem like it's a weak animal. The white man try to make the hyena, the cowardly hyena. Yeah, go see the hyena, white man. You'll see. The fucking neck is broken.
The hyena has, I think, one of the strongest bite force.
yeah,
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 it breaks
yeah.
it breaks giraffe's bone. A
I
giraffe bone
know.
is like it's the size of a human body. Like it's like what, like 40, like not even like maybe like 40 inches in width. Like it's fucking thick as hell, and it breaks those bones. And
Um,
bro, there's countless of stories I heard back home of people getting fucked up by hyenas, bro. Like hyenas are no joke, alive.
like facts. But
Yeah,
anyway, I heard the hyenas they are matrilineal animals,
yeah, but you
and
know
lions
why?
they are
The
patriotic.
matriarchy. But you know why? This is what makes.
Matriarchy.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
why? This is what defeats women's. This was gonna get women pissed off, is because the female hyena is 5 to like 7 pounds heavier than the man. Biologically speaking, every society, the strongest of the genders is the one that rules. It's biology. It's not by intelligence. Intelligence plays a role too, but it's the strength. This is why. You see, if women were stronger than men, they'll be the rulers too. But they can't fathom that. They think, oh, nah, this and that, this and that. I promise you,
Jeez!
that's the facts. That's the facts.
Bamba son, what did you say? Say that again.
I said,
Say that again. Repeat it one more time. You know. Let's go for it.
Really on fire, man. Come on, it's facts.
this is what I said. It's because the hyena is 5 to 7 pounds heavier than the male. And not only that, but because the hyena female also has a pseudo penis. It's a weird type of vagina. It's like almost like a penis. I don't know. It connects like plugs. It's weird, but that's the reason she's stronger and bigger than the male. And they have no sexual dimorphism, meaning you can't tell the difference between the man and the woman. Compared to lions, you can easily tell apart a male lion and a female lion. Just like you can easily tell a man and a woman in the West. And it's human. You know what I mean? It's all about strength. It's biology. If women were stronger than men, they would dominate us. We probably, as men, we wouldn't have the rights. You know what I mean? We would have to fight. That's the difference between men and women. I think is that we're much more revolutionary than they are. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead. I don't know, man. Revolutionary. Do you
Yeah,
think it's because we set pace?
Let me say, there's an Adan intellectual, I forgot her name, wallahi. She said this. She said, if women, this is a girl, she's a very intelligent woman. She said, if women were leaders of societies, we would still be back in the Stone Ages. That's what she said. And it's the truth. Because she said, she even knows it herself. She said it herself. She's a big intellectual, this woman. She said it.
Mm.
She speaks ill about men. And she says that, and she even said this, she says that if women yearn and want men that are sexually attracted to them and give them attention. That's what they yearn for. She's basically trying to say that girls love attention and that's what they like. They don't like a man that ignores them or doesn't pay mind to them. They like men that acknowledges them and pays them 100% attention, meaning that they need validation and affirmation from their male counterparts. That's why, and you know why I read that, because I look at today's society. It couldn't be further from the truth. The way how these OnlyFans and Instagram, even if she doesn't like you, she wants your attention. That's the number one thing that they want.
Why is that? Why do women feed off attention? I don't know. Is it something
It's
like
the same
they've
for
been
men too.
programmed to it?
It's the same
Huh?
for some men. The difference between men is that there's some that are like maybe like us. We don't give a crap. We just live our day to day. We don't get. But as soon, let's say today now, every man can be honest. A beautiful girl gives you attention, you'll feel some type of way. It's just that we're not used to it. We don't have women acknowledging us. The most that you'll get is maybe she's staring you down, but even then, you don't know why she's staring you. You might have ketchup on your mustache or some shit. We don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know why she did. For us, is that it is very what's it called? It's very what's the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for? It's very apparent that you know that she sees. Oh, this man came through.
Yo, big up. Is that Ibrahim?
Salam, Khalid.
Alaikum salam. Big up, Ibrahim.
You right, bro? Yeah.
My family. About time. I love when people do
Yeah, I
that,
know, man.
when comments
I was
come to
just.
life. When comments, I call this, when I first started the channel.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
remember when
Listen, I was.
before live streams, when I was doing videos, I used to see people, and then they started coming on the channel. I call it comment coming to life.
Yeah, yeah. I had to improvise, man. I'm always moving around, innit?
I know. Yeah, man. Talk to man. What do you think, man? Add what you gotta say, Ibrahim.
No, bro. Sorry, I had to improvise it. I move around a lot, innit? So yeah, my apologies.
No worries.
Yeah, no. The thing is, listen, bro. Going back to that point about Somali language. You're going back to that point, yeah. It's actually, if you this thing is common knowledge, yeah. If you type in proto Asiatic language, right?
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
If you type that in, that will tell you. It'll say to you that this language is this proto Asiatic language is about 14 to 15,000 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before the Christian era.
Yeah.
So now you're added in 2000 on top of that. Yeah, which is what 16, 17. Now Somali, Somali comes from that. Yeah.
Shit.
So from if you from like a rational, if you do a rational deduction, you come to about 9,000 years.
Jeez.
You get it? So this thing about Arabization and Western popular is all part of a bigger picture where basically Somalis have been our history, yeah, our history has kind of been conveniently hidden in it. Yeah.
Ibrahim, salam alaikum.
Yeah, salam.
I just want to add a point to what you said.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
go on,
coming
bro.
back here. Alright, yeah, F, Rids, and Ibs. Hold up the panel, man. F, hold
go,
up the
go,
panel,
bro.
yeah?
Ibrahim,
bro.
yeah, okay. You know, you can't base what's it called? Because the Afars and the Oromo, they can say the same thing. So we can't base it on just language. You know, ethnicity on language. If you feel me.
No, what I'm saying is no, but that's fine. That's fine because the thing is, we've got no. I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about Somali language, yeah, per se. Yeah, we've got obviously. I'm not saying this is exclusive to the Somali language, you know. You could of course the all the other like the Cushitic languages are from the same source in it. Yeah, so you can say generally they're kind of around the same, same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the question of how old Somalis are, that's a different question. Yeah. But obviously it's linked to the language, in it. It's linked to the age of the language.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
No, but I think. If you think about it, yeah. If you there's one of the Namrud, innit? Namrud, yeah. You heard about Namrud, yeah.
Yeah, Kush, son of Kush, I think.
Yeah, son of Kush. Where do you think? Because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala gave 4 people the greatest power on earth, yeah.
Sah.
One of them was Namrud, Sulaiman alayhi salam, Dhul Qarnayn, and then there's another one, innit?
Yeah.
I think that was Nabas Nacha. I mean,
the biblical thing.
Namrud was in modern day Iraq, and he's known to be the oldest son of Kush. So what does that tell you? It's a fact. Yeah, in Arabs accept this. They accept this. Yeah, the Persians accept this. Yeah.
Sah, yeah.
This is the world accept. So what does that actually tell you about how old the Somalis are? Yeah, and who came from where?
So you're saying that the Arabs, they come from Kush?
Well, that's what if you look at if you look at the history of the area, and if you actually do your research, it's the other way. Yeah. I would say that.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's where when I said they come from us, this is kind of what I was referring to. Yeah. So
that's a good point.
Marka, our problem is that we don't have Somalis. Thinking we've kind of our history has been wiped away in it. That's what it is because
maybe.
No, it is though, because if you ask if you ask an average Somali, who are you and where you're from, he will just say, he will just trace his lineage to an Arab forefather, in it.
Yeah. Yeah. But in a way, if you look at it, look at Genghis Khan, right?
Yeah.
Genghis Khan today, he lived in the 1200s, around that time.
Yeah.
This guy, he not talking about the female descendants. I'm not talking about his female descendants.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about his male descendants directly from Abu to Genghis Khan. He has 16 million. Just him alone.
Yeah.
Look at the guy. What's his name? Charlemagne from France. He claims a lot of descendants from Europe. Millions. From Western Europe, France, UK, them countries. So, wallahi, you could say time can change. You get me?
Yeah,
because people die out. Even the Arabs, there's the Arabs that are extinct. I don't know what they call them. The old Arabs.
Yeah.
The extinct ones. So, wallahi, Allahu alam, time can change, but maybe it can also stay the same, But time can also change. People and demographics. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, generally speaking, I think that the Somalis. Problem is, if you look at like our language now, our language has been totally almost overtaken by Arabic. And Arabic is, as I said to you, obviously Somali proceed. It's like before Islam came to us, our language was there, right?
Yeah.
So like the Arabic has displaced at least up to 40% of the Somali language, right? It's displaced it.
Yeah.
And more recently, English, French, English, and Italian. Now the question
And
is,
German.
how can we get those language? How can we get what is displaced back? Because for us, this is words carry history for us. Yeah, they have meaning
Yeah.
for us.
Yes.
You get it?
Yes. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So like you could actually we get our history from our language, in it. You get it? So if you wiped away, or if your language has been replaced by by another word, if Arabic's replaced Somali, 40% of Somali, so that means we've actually lost 40% of our language, in it.
Yes.
And
especially
and by
Ibs.
extension, basically our history, in it.
Yeah, and Ibs, what you gotta remember,
Yeah,
bare
sorry.
of our tradition and our history is from oral. It's oral based.
Yeah, that's true.
It still is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's still all based.
So
What's
he's
the
got a point.
old saying? What's the old saying?
Huh?
Sorry, yes. Sorry. What did you say?
I'll come through.
Yeah, that's an old Somali saying that says Somali the Wadir Yadarod, something like that. And many other things.
Mm-hmm.
That's rubbish, because what استعمال السمضة. Somali Egyptian ka? Like ancient Somalis, what استعمال السمضة. You've heard of Somalaha, innit? Have you heard of Somalaha?
Yo, وعلامتها.
Hieroglyphics. Somali used to use
Yeah,
hieroglyphics. The ancient Somalis.
No, but you talking about the Gadabusa script or is it
No,
Ismania?
that goes beyond. I'm talking about what I call like the Egyptian, but the ancient Egyptians and beyond, innit?
Yeah, but how do you know what? Yeah,
That's
this is the
later.
argument.
That's later, innit? Yeah.
Ibs, yeah. Ibs, the problem is, yeah, a lot of people try to connect us to them man there, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't feel the Kemetic thing. I don't think we're part of that Kemetic sort of history. I don't know, man. I'm suspect on that one.
Yeah, but I'm looking about the language, innit? If you look at the language, I'm just saying, if you look at the language, that's what I'm saying. If you look at the Somali language properly, yeah, it'll sometimes it naturally lends itself to like you can say ancient Egypt, the Berbers. There's nothing, you know what I mean? So the evidence is there. If you look at our cultural practices, like waxa jira xabaalo maguuraan baa jira, like in meelaha area. You get it? No, history is there. The thing is, we've got archaeological, anthropological, and linguistic evidence. What else do you want?
تعاون كل صعدينا ده إبراهيم
So that's what I'm saying. So the thing, I'm not saying we're
وحامش قصيدين مال با قسمتي حقي مال قسمتين because you're saying that 40% Afghan Suganti Afghan Serbabten وإحنا نرى مال الدنيا إذا اسم مشاكل ما نهين.
No, you're right, bro. Wallahi wa darakti. Yeah.
Because the other day, even in my community thing, I
So
posted.
what I'm saying, wallahi Somali, yeah. What I'm saying, we need to, honestly, we have to just go back and rediscover ourselves, because we problem is we're lost, wallahi. In many ways we're lost, yeah. And then you got this phenomenon now that these Gulf Arabs are trying to impose the way they practice Islam on us.
Yeah. Which is fucking alien.
They want to impose how they practice, how their women dress. Right?
I know, something alien has happened.
Their cultural
something alien,
right? And they want to impose it on us, right?
Yeah.
So they want to basically they want to transform and assimilate the Somalis even further.
That's true. That's true.
Co-opt them into their own. Yeah, another disaster. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then all this Al-Shabaab business. It's all part of the same plot. Yeah. It's been imposed from outside, from Arabia.
That's true.
Ibrahim,
it's just the way it's unfortunately. You know, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's the way it is. How in Somali, like our language now, it's like
Yo, you
language
said
is power,
Ibrahim.
innit? Language is power, yeah. Language, what imagination? Yeah, it's
Mhm.
imagination, it's dreaming. Yeah, it's not language. You think it's not just communication. Yeah, it's not just like a common. It's a lot. Sorry, gone.
Yeah, you said we had to go back.
It's thought, innit? It's complex thought. It's imagination. It's all thoughts, mate. Yeah,
Sah,
go on,
sah.
so.
Yeah, you said before. You said we had to go back in time because we're lost. How far back do we have
As
to
far
go?
as we can, as far as we can go, mate. Thousand years go. Okay, if you go to last scale, if you go to the cave paintings, right? The cave paintings of last scale. There's history right there. The word Wakoyi. Okay, if somebody say to you, I'm from Wakoyi, innit? Yeah, I'm from Wakoyi. Yeah. If you ask the average Somali, what does Wakoyi mean? Break it down to me. Yeah, they can't. But if you actually study it carefully, Wak means it was the original god of the Somali, Wak. And Woyi was the direction, yeah? Yeah.
So you're trying to say mesh waka in it? Is that
Yeah,
what you're trying to
exactly.
say?
It means
So if
the
you break
side
it
of
down,
God, basically. Yeah. It means the
of
side
God.
of God.
Okay,
Wak,
check this
Woyi.
out. Check this
You
out.
get
Check
it?
this out. Check this out.
That's what the
So
words are telling me. That's what the word Wak is a god that Somalis used to worship. It's well known, yeah?
but we don't
And
worship him.
Woyi means direction or place. So I'm not making it up. It's just that's what I say, because if you don't understand, if you don't, that's what I'm saying.
Waruta. That's
You get it. You have to
can't break
understand.
that.
You have to understand your language, because through your language you'll understand
Shall I break you another one?
where you're coming from.
I've got another one for you guys.
You get it. The word
I've got another one.
the word bur'a, what does it actually mean?
What does it mean?
I mean, it's actually got a meaning. It's got a meaning, yeah.
What's the meaning of bur'a?
I don't even know what it is. I don't know, but I know it's got a meaning. Yeah.
I've got
And we'll
one
have
for
to
you
tap
guys
into
as
that
well.
meaning.
Dagah. You know about Dagah? You know about Dagah?
It's got a lot of weight. It's carrying a lot of history. Wallahi billah, it's carrying knowledge.
Yeah. See how you said Wakoyi in it? Do you know about Dagah?
Sorry?
You know Dagah? You know what Dagah is?
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's also Dagah. So
It's a sound effect. That's more of a sound effect.
Yeah, you know it's true. It's wak, because the thing is,
no, Dag. No, Dag.
Yeah, girl. It's a noun, isn't it? Girl is a noun, isn't it? It's a yes, it's it's camel, isn't it? Girl is a noun, yeah. Le, yeah, it's the one who owns it, who owns camels or camel, yeah. So
that's interesting. That's interesting.
You get it. So you have to add the language. Our language has. That's what I'm saying to you. It's educative, isn't it? It's education. It's got so much meaning. It's carrying so much history.
Okay, Naima Chama asked us a question. Yes, big man rad in a building. This is the guy that Somali language.
What's this rebelling about Jilbab Kawahan?
No, we're having a linguistic one. I think you stepped in at the right time, innit? Yeah, because I think SS we found another linguistics guy, Ibrahim Isman. I think we found a fellow linguistica. I don't know what to call you guys. I love it. We're talking about linguistics, innit? Yeah, you've been breaking some. Yeah, no, but talk to me.
What does Kalkayo mean then? Kalkayo. Galo wala kaya. Something like that.
It means foreigners leave.
Yeah, foreigners leave Kalkayo.
Yeah, Gal, you see what I mean? Gal, I mean that's what. So you can actually write a book on that.
Gal can't cook
You know what I mean? Because you understand, Gal, you say what happened here? It's telling you like something has happened here, innit? Yeah. Yeah, you say what happened there? Yeah, like you know? Yeah. Yeah, had my X, Y, you know what I mean?
Who's the Gal? Who's the Gal? Are the Gals Oromo or what? What do you guys think?
There's even a tribe called the Galo. How embarrassing! There's a tribe called Galo.
No, Galchao.
In Oromo, there's a group called Gala.
Gala.
Well, maybe we kicked out these people that believe in Waq. Maybe.
Waq.
In Galkaya.
I'm hearing they'll call the Rendilis. The Rendilis or the man there.
Digi Abendikas.
No, it's not even that. If you break their name down as a rare D-Day, Rendile. It's a rare Kibi
D-Day. They're mixed with their Kwa. Gabriel, yeah? Gabriel, I don't know if you heard of the Gabriel tribe, yeah? What, they're going to be extinct soon. They're going to be, but they're very close to the Somalis, isn't it? This culture is very wallahi. and they still practice the all traditional ways, isn't it? The traditional spiritual systems or whatever, the traditional customs and traditions. We're very, we're very close to the Somalis. We're like,
Yo, Ibrahim, what do you think
you
Somalia?
branch out and you actually try studying the local Cushitic tribes. That will actually give you, an insight into what we were like and where we come
Ibrahim,
from.
Ibrahim, what's your opinion? Ibrahim, what's your opinion on this? Imagine if Somalia today was 30% or 40% Waqist and the rest was Muslim. I wonder how that play out.
So
alternate reality. I'm just thinking, how would Somalia look like? Would it still have a civil war? What would life be like?
Red, can I answer that?
Yes. The reason why I brought this up here, because if you look at people who are like Muslim and this group, they're completely different, like alternate reality. The Pakistani Punjabis, the Sikh Punjabis. You just think to yourself, they are not the same people. I'm just thinking, would that happen to us Somalis?
For sure. You know what would happen? We would probably, assimilate into the Oromos. That's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Because Oromos are like that too. That's why they're easily manageable. Because
sorry, brothers, I can't actually hear you. But when there's some, I actually can't hear you properly. Sorry. You're the Suga, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Oromos are like that too. They're Christians and they're Muslims. The Tigranians are the closest to like Somalis in the sense where most of them are all Christians. Like Somalis are all Muslims. This is why we always combat these people.
But yes, Ridley. Alhamdulillah, we are not not like that. We're not like religiously diversity, because religious diversity will bring a lot of madness into Somalida, man. Can you just imagine it? Imagine if, for example, Abahagi is a Muslim and Hoydad is a Waqist, and I don't know if Dofar Birra imagine if Khamriya Abisa next minute. Can you just imagine that? Can you imagine that?
Let me tell you something though. See, like I said, the difference is that let's if Somalis were Muslims, then they would have to be non-religious or not affiliated with no groups. There'd have to be something else, like just themselves, rather than if they're.
Well, alhamdulillah, it's a blessing, isn't it? Yeah, that we're, you know what I mean. We were quite homogeneous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, isn't it? Alhamdulillah.
It's good, man, because when I stop with that bullshit.
Yeah, at the same time, innit, we've got. I think maybe that could be our Achilles heel, innit?
Yeah, it could be Achilles heel.
Achilles heel, because we seem to be fragmented, innit? That's the irony, like.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question.
Yeah, you get it.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Somalis are mixed? Some people think we're mixed. What do you guys think? Like people will say Somalis are mixed with
absolutely not
Indians and all those type of people. Do you think it's something that Southern Somalis say, or is that it affects all Somalis? One guy was trying to say the only people that are not mixed are the people in the countryside. The rest are mixed. What do you think about that? You Somali enthusiasts.
There's a lot of rubbish, man. Ridley, Somalis go back to the 1st century or longer than that. We've been around we are homogeneous ethnic group. We are homogeneous ancient ethnic group.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure?
Yeah.
Are we sure
Go back to the proto-Somalis.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
Who's got a link, man? Someone post a link in the chat, man. If anyone's got some info, someone post a link in the chat.
I'll post it.
Somalis practice.
Or if you got a video or anything, post it up.
Yeah, they practice endogenous culture, meaning they marry within each other. They're very insular in that way. They've been practicing.
Marka.
Yeah, it's one of our weakest points because we have so much. We're very distinct-looking people compared to other Horn of Africans. You know what I mean?
Do you think so?
Yeah. Somalis have a specific.
Because I see one brother in the speaker's corner. He comes down there. Yeah, he's Eritrean. 2 of them. Yeah. Bro, you can't tell. Yeah, chat.
Yeah, it should be proto Afro-Asiatic language, isn't it? Really, that's where Somalis and most Cushitic languages are coming from. Okay, I think that's more closer to the source.
You think we're the largest tribe in Africa?
Rad kills me. This nigga posts. Excuse my language.
How can we be? Look at our history, bro. Look at it. Akhriyan. To you ignorant Qabilist idiots. Who's ever watching this?
Yeah, facts. They are. They are, bro. Who do you think live in cities like Serapion, Opon, Mausoleum? Like these cities have a sick ass name, fam. Some people,
Wallahi, it's true.
you
But
know
deep,
what I
they've got
mean?
they've
The
got a deep history, man.
Macedonians back in the day,
That's
the
what I mean.
Somalis were crazy. Even just like 100 years ago, Somalis were completely distinct group. Even the thumbnail Khalid used for yesterday's conversation was crazy. It was a sick ass pic. We have to. Well, Somalis are very cultural people, but it's just
Come
we're
on,
just
you gotta give
we're
it to
just
your boy, man. That's the creativity of the brother, innit? You gotta rate that, innit?
I think
Come on.
Arabization is a big threat, to be honest. I remember one guy, I went in Hargeisa, right? There was like a restaurant that was like very culturally Somali influenced. It was made out of traditional akal, like a Somali house, and it had a bunch of nomads with their afros out. My uncle said, "What the fuck is this? Somalis were like this before?" I started laughing, bro.
Think about Icy Guy, man. He's obsessed, man. Ice Guy, man. Icy something like middle guy.
IC3.
What do you think of him? Yeah, it's the middle guy,
IC3.
man. Like, you know, that guy reminds you of that job interview place I went to, the job place I was sent to.
I can't hear you, man. Your mic, bro.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you a story. I went to this job place, right? Yeah, it was just me and this Somali guy, and there was bare people in the course, right? We were sent by this job place. And out of all people in the class, yeah, and there was a Rastafarian guy, named Jamaican, yeah. He pointed me out, right? Yeah. Out of all people in the classroom, right? There was Adan, Hindi, and there was one Somali nigger, right? Yeah. And I was picked out. I'm thinking, why did I was singled out? I'm thinking, are these people like Nuguyen obsessed Nuguyen and that? And he asked me, again, what think I mate? As a Somali and that.
If you would have said you're Ethiopian, you would have had a filter, innit? You would have yeah, man. No, because do you know what it is, yeah? Alright, let's run to one. It's
No, I just don't understand. Even happened to me before. I'll tell you
Okay,
about
one
that story
second.
one time.
Now forget your story, man. One second. No story time, yeah. Do that. No more story times, bro. Listen. Do you know what it is? Do you know why? Do you know what it is? Do you know why do you think he did that? Because that can and even IC3 himself, yeah. Malaha identity ma stand. And they're looking for any other identity. Don't you see like there's a trend here? Claim everything about model throughout history. Hello.
Yeah.
Because I have conversations, you know.
It's not even that, man. Why is IC3? I just want to know this in general. I've got nothing against IC3. IC3. I thought after Frank, why nigga shit for example? When he asked us some question from the way about this thing, like I think it was Ridley that said
your mic, man. Your mic.
Hello. Yeah, Ridley must have mentioned, right? Yeah, like I mentioned right last time that Somalda are distinct and that in Africa you got similar groups to us. Yeah, then I can't remember the rest of what IC3 said, but I don't think. What do you think? What do you lot think of IC3 anyway in general? Link us.
I mean, like I said, yeah, I said no. It's just not him. There's a that's like a ufikir, innit? That Somali family son, yeah. Tell me I don't have Somali family career then. Yeah, I want to say this one in Somali. That identity crisis could die. Like, have you seen Black Hebrew Israelites? Have you seen different type of groups? Yeah, identity better than you. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. I think the problem is every man. The thing is, well, we're very lucky. Like not every man owns something in this world. Alhamdulillah, Somali. Alhamdulillah, Allah has. We own so much in this world. You get it?
Afghan has Daman has
and it's like how like our land is like 3 times the size of the UK. Our sea is massive, right? We've got so much to be proud of. We own so much. Unfortunately, we just have to. We have to turn it around, and we have to build our society. We have to build our country. We have to protect it. We have to own up in it. We have to own up in it. We have to the responsibility.
I say the onus should be on us to use. See the negative energy.
Exactly.
I feel like Ibrahim, to use this, felt that. Use the onus here as a positive.
Yeah.
Turn it around and say, you know what? Okay, whoever that come out, don't need to boom, roll up your sleeves and do something, innit? That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Stop the ala'al, stop all
Yeah,
of this.
exactly,
ومضى
man.
توصية and tell them
Wallahi,
enough's
you're right.
enough.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because okay, the thing is, in the
I
UK,
think بهدلات بدلنا نقول دعاية زو.
yeah, the thing is, people go through, every country goes through patches, innit? Every people go through patches, yeah. They go through ups and downs, yeah. I think in physics they call it entropy or something like that, yeah. Yeah, like one time
Anthropology, you mean?
No, entropy. It's I think some sort of a some sort of a it's a physics concept in it. Yeah, where basically like when you eat, you're full of energy in it, but that energy has to go. It has to go. You have to become hungry. You get it?
You have to replace that energy or something.
Yeah, when you become angry now, like when you become hungry, that energy goes. But then when you become hungry, a new energy has to come in it. You have to eat again for the energy to come back. You get it? So we're still there. We're going through rough patches. Yeah, England was actually at war with each other for 500 years. Do you get it?
Are you sure about that?
More than 500 years. You look at it, bro. Yeah. You Somalis, and then we fought each other. Okay, what 10 years, whatever. Yeah. The fall of it still there. Like when you look at it, we're okay at the moment we're politically divided. Yeah, but I tell you, Somalis we're not linguistically divided. Yeah, we're not culturally divided. We are not spiritually divided.
We have one religion.
One
religion.
Yeah, it's only our politics is a bit ugly. Yeah, and that's primarily to do with the colonizers that come to our land. Yeah, the colonizers that actually imposed a foreign system on us. Right?
Well, Ibrahim, I've got a solution to it. Do you know what my solution is?
That's where the current politics is coming from, and that politics is divided. We have political borders, yeah, but we don't have linguistic borders. We don't have cultural borders. We don't have spiritual borders. We don't have economic borders even. You get it? Our land. We know where our land starts. If you're a Somali man, you know where your land starts, and you know where your land ends.
Ibrahim, so what's your
you know where your sea starts, and you know where it ends, innit? Yeah. So going through rough patches, ups and downs, yeah, it's not an excuse for you to act like like a depraved moron, innit? You get it? Yeah. You pick yourself up and you keep going. That's the way our ancestors have survived. How do you think our ancestors have protected our land, this massive land? Yeah, it's about 10 million people. When they look at it, the Africans look at it and say, "Look, you've got a whole seed named after you. You've got this massive country named after your tribe. How's that possible, mate? How is 10
because
million
those tribes
people?"
are Lanqab, Qabilada Africa, Qarada wa Lanqab.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're looking at you and say, "Look, how do Somalis? How do you own this massive land, yeah, and this massive sea in it? How? You're only 10, 15 million people." And that's one of the things.
Actually, there's about nearly 40 million Somalis across the Horn.
Yeah, but that's around the world, man. Come on, man.
No, in Africa, that's in the region.
Listen.
Yo, are they gonna? The crowd's telling you, let the brother talk, man. Are they gonna walk on with you, man?
Let's say 20 million, bro. Yeah, let's say 20 million. Yeah, 20 million versus 120 million Ethiopians, mate. How? The Ethiopians. The thing is, they said, how on earth, like you have this, the size of this land is massive. How have you managed to keep it from foreign invasion? Yeah. How is your language still surviving, even though you had all these invasions, right? How you so proud? Yeah, like the older generations, they just go to another country and the man will just thrive in it. Somalis will go to South Africa and the guy's got nothing. Yeah, you'll go there, you'll thrive, start have a business. Yeah, his business they'll burn down his business. Yeah, they'll start another business the next day. I mean, that's for me. Yeah, that's a line right there. That's what they call it.
I say no. Do you know what it is? I say our people. Do you know what it is? We don't realize it. We got something very beautiful. We got something resilient. We're very resilient. We're very resilient.
We got the spirit of a lion, man.
That's a lucha.
Yeah. We got the spirit of a lion, mate. You don't know what our fathers have gone through.
Yeah, but
yeah, but I don't blame them because obviously it's the environment, innit? It's the environment. But the thing, as you said, we have to inject positive energy in it. And really, we have to start with our own families. Like when you have a family, make sure your family is confident. It's a confident family. You know, it's a thriving family. It's an achieving family. You're confident about who you are. Yeah. And the thing is, like, we don't take on this victim mentality. Like, you know, I'm black, but I can't get X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? Or I'm immigrant. No. Yeah. So what if I'm immigrant? So what if I'm black? I'm still gonna be successful.
Ibrahim, about identity. But what do you think? What do you think of the Somali diaspora? Like, this guy written about Somalis. I can't remember. This was on a PDF on Google. He's now dead. I Am Lewis talked about the Somali attitude. They were making a comparison between Pan-Somaliism and Pan-Africanism. And what do you think of Pan-Africanism? Like, not helping or not benefiting Somalia? Like, what do you think? Because I'm a Pan-Somaliist. What do you lot think of Pan-Africanism?
Well, I don't. To me, yeah. If I take it as face value, yeah, from thus far, Africanism, Pan-Africanism has done nothing for my people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The thing is, at the end of the day, when your land got invaded, who helped you, mate? Nothing. Yeah. You know, when you have issues in Somalia, when there's issue between Kenya and Ethiopia, yeah, they all side with them. You know, I don't see what is the benefit. I don't see. In principle, yeah. I want Africans to be proud of who they are. I want them to have unity. Yeah, I want them to have some sort of a
Would you say rather work on?
But the thing is, on what basis? Like what basis?
Ibs, would you rather say work on your own thing first? Like, make sure your thing is first.
Yeah. What I'm saying exactly. Well, that's a good point. I would say, look, yeah.
Because then again,
focus your own home first, right? Focus on your own home. Make sure that if you don't have the right mechanisms in place to protect your own, yeah, then wallahi, and you get flooded. Yeah, if they open the borders and they open up they got this integration business that's going on. Yeah, this economic and whatever integration. Yeah. So what is it? I mean, we're like 20 million people, 25 million people. Yeah. I mean, how is that going to work for us? So like, we need to have the right protection mechanisms in place. Yeah, we have to have the right setup for us to be able to partake in this, this economic integration of this Pan-Africanism. Yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna be, we're gonna be succumbed in it. We're just gonna. Yeah, that's what I mean. You're gonna be subsumed. Yeah, you're gonna be subsumed by the whole thing. Yeah, in principle, yeah, I'm for it, but there's a lot of caveats in it, and we always start with our own, innit? Yeah, we have to put our hearts in order. That's
I hear you. I'm with you on that one.
That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Yeah. Sorry, go on, bro.
But with Pan-Africanism, the only issue I've got with Pan-Africanism is that if you come across these Pan-Africanists in London, a lot of them are like, they've got an issue with certain Africans and religion, especially with Islam, because Pan-Africanism is more of a Western thing than African thing. If you speak to a real African, if you speak to Ibrahim, if you speak to a real African about Pan-Africanism, where a Somali or Ethiopian or someone from Zimbabwe, anywhere, they're gonna put their tribe first. Like, what's this Pan-Africanism? Because Africa's divided and there's like 53 countries, 1,000 something tribes.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put Pan-Africanism first or your tribe?
Yeah, well, the thing is, it depends, because when people are obviously they're in, I don't know, there's different levels of development in it. You get it? Yeah. So in Africa, obviously, and you still have, because of obviously they haven't reached a level of education where they could say, well, you know what, the tribe is secondary to me now. Yeah, they haven't reached that level yet. Yeah, a lot of places in Africa, your tribe is your security, in it. The tribe reigns supreme. You get it? Yeah. So if you're in that kind of situation, if your security is your tribe, you know what I mean. If your social safety is your tribe, then I can understand where they're coming from. But if you're a middle class educated Ethiopian, you will have a different view on Pan-Africanism. Do you get it? So it depends on the individual, innit? Where the individual is, where he is in society, and the level of education and cultural capital in it. I don't know how how many I don't know how many other groups have you interacted with. Do you live in a city? Do you live in a village? There's all these, you know what I mean? You got all these factors in it. So it's just, it depends in it. It really depends in it. But I think for us, at the moment, because we haven't, our nation state is still very weak. Yeah, the tribe still runs supreme. Yeah, but we inshallah we need to get to a state where with the nation is supreme, and the tribe is secondary in it. We cannot. It's hard for us to get rid of.
I think I got an easy solution for that.
We can get rid of tribalism.
I think I got a solution
I don't think you
for
can
that.
get rid of your tribe. It's hard, isn't it?
No, you can get rid of tribalism if you. Do you know how you get rid of that? I think you just start with the pop. For me, I don't know this. I've always said this in my opinion. I think it's eradicate poverty.
No, you're right.
Take away poverty.
You're right, bro. Yeah,
educate people. The first thing is
that's
and everyone help. And I'm saying everyone help each other. Not just one tribe. Everyone go around. That's get people educated. You know the ones. Get the people working for the people.
Yeah.
And then the people are because when you're and use the khairat, what's gonna come out to. Do you know, because Sodom Solomon wants to. I say, well, do you know, Sodom Solomon wants to do this. We need Sodom Solomon to heal each other. And if we do that, khairat, I just get to a level where we can. But I don't know, people don't want to do that, man. People ain't got a heart, fam. These politicians ain't got a heart, and act like a maha is done in it. That's one way of getting out of tribalism.
No, you're right.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think? Somalia, Ibrahim, you said, Ibrahim.
Yeah, go on, bro.
You also said Somalia is a massive land, and that I've noticed about Somalis. Do Somalis back home even interact with each other? Nin Asahaq interacting with Nin Rahanwain, Nin Dir interacting with Nin Hawiya, because Somalia is a massive country.
Listen, they do. Yeah, the problem is, let me tell you.
I don't think they interact. That's my opinion, because they live in certain regions and they prefer to interact with Dadkoti, just like when Nin Hargeisa would interact with Nin from Bur'a, just like when Nin Rahanwain would probably interact with Nin Kemate, Beledwayne to Baidaba. I think that's how it is, bro.
No, the thing is, like, if you live there, and if there's a Rahanwain, if you go to the areas where the Rahanwain tribe lives, traditionally, that's where they live, if you go there and you only have like majorities of Rahanwain, right? They're not gonna have like a regular interaction with people who live in bloody Sanag, innit, or Maidi Yahis, right up north, innit. You get it? Magarati. But that doesn't mean but if somebody goes from Mediahis to Rahanwain, the Rahanwain people will welcome them. They'll take care of them. Magarati. That's not really an issue, innit? It's like geography is one thing, innit, and saying people can't, don't interact, because of tribe. I think that's not true. That's not true. If you can't travel because if you can't travel because you got certain inhibitions, that's understandable, isn't it? But if you can travel to like if I can travel to I don't know, let's say Kismayo, I know the people there will actually welcome me. They're not they're not gonna discriminate against me or abuse me or whatever, because of the Somalis. We're not like that, man. Somalis, that's the thing people don't understand. We're not at each other's throats, innit? It's just that our politics is tribalized. That's all. Okay, that's what it is. Our leaders use tribalism to get to achieve their goals.
The political divide and their bullshit.
That's what. So it's generally, but the Somali journalists, the Somali people, we're not problem to each other. I
don't think we know each other.
No, we don't. South, innit? Down south, okay. South, they had some, some tribes fought each other, innit? Which is a problem, So neighbors fought each other, which is a problem, innit? Neighbors fought each other, and that's a serious thing. But Goiga, neighbors did not fight each other. You know what I mean? Nothing like that happened. So the south, the north is more healthy. It's like people did not, a neighbor was not killing a neighbor. A neighbor was not thieving a neighbor. It wasn't like that. It's just like the militia that was fighting the government. When they kicked out the government in the north, they just took power, and that's it. They didn't take revenge on the people. Nothing happened. They established an administration. That was it. Where in down south, I think it went to the gutter a bit, you know. It went down to the gutter, innit? Yeah, some of the tribes started fighting each other, wallahi. You know, like, and that's what, wallahi, and so the South needs a lot of, as Khalid said, wallahi, they need a lot of healing. They have to, you know, they need to open up rehabilitation centers, isn't it? Down south, yeah. There's a lot of trauma going on in the south. There's a lot of trauma going on there. The family values gone down. Like, you know, see man coming down from Urbah, innit, yeah. And they marry one girl, you know, stay with her for a couple of months, yeah, and then they move on. Then another man comes around and marries that girl. So you have like a 22-year-old girl who's got like 5, 6 children from different men.
Yeah.
Now that tells me there the family value structure has gone down there.
Where's that?
Well, in the south, innit? The problem is a bit more
I don't
deeper.
think so. I don't think it's like that, man. I think sometimes, you know what? Yeah. In a way, yeah. Are you a northerner? Are you a northerner, if you don't mind me asking? Are you from the
I'm
northern
from the
region?
north, yeah. I'm from the north, yeah.
The thing is, have you been to the south?
So Ibrahim,
Have
so
you?
you don't, so you're not.
One second. Have you been to the south?
I've got friends in the south.
Have you been to the south? No.
I've never been to the south. I've never been to the south. Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. Sometimes, yeah, I feel like we and I don't want to be on a panel for like full northerners.
Yeah.
Talking about the south. I feel like we have to show a bit of hishmah as well.
No, but it's not like that. It's like we need to have an honest discussion, innit? I'm just talking about issues that are happening in the south. Do you get it? I'm not. It's not like I'm conjuring up or making up stuff, innit? I'm saying I'm trying to give a rationale as to why the south is the way it is, innit? Yeah, I'm trying to provide some factors, innit?
But dude, the angles I'm trying to come from, brother, it's like
go on.
Me, my angles. If Ridley's a northerner, Ibs, you're a northerner, I'm a northerner, and Rad, he's a northerner.
I'm a northerner.
I feel like to talk like this, we have to be a bit delicate as well. Because we're not from around there.
No, you're right.
But Ibrahim, but we have to be careful here. Like Hargeisa, did you know there's a lot of zina that goes on Hargeisa? Like when I was in, like, it's crazy.
I don't want to always say, you know, some of the personal stories you're saying. You're number one, listen, you're sinna ba'da. I feel like that's he say,
not
she
stories,
say.
but cases.
It happens. It happens in the north as well.
Yeah, no, but
I'm just telling Ibrahim that he shouldn't.
1 second, Rad, man, please, man. 1 second, Caddy. Rad, you got this nasty problem that you keep doing, man. Even the panelists are starting to clock. Caddy. Like, Ibs, yeah, the thing I wanted to come from is, yeah, and I hate to do this on the live, and it happens all the time, bro, innit? Yeah,
it's fine, man. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but sorry, I'm trying to come from, because you said two personal stories. It's like, you can't paint a brush like that for everyone. Yeah, like that's a bit dangerous. Like the South for Sinan, it's like this is like that, because there's, well, I don't know, I've never been there, you've never been there, and stories, I could tell you 100 different stories in the north as well.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's the presidents I find it's a bit dangerous.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we see what's happening. We can see clearly, okay, when Qarhis and all of that, okay, that's something that we could clearly report and say, okay, but to demonize people and say, you know, they said in your anchor, what's that? I find that cringy myself as a northerner. And I feel like we're playing dishonest.
No, we have to be careful. I mean, I think I'm not actually. You're right. We have to tread carefully in it. And we have to be careful not to generalize, innit? Do you get it? That's very, very important. That's a good point, Khalid. Yeah, we have to be careful about that. I mean, we're talking about two things, innit? Things that happen anyway in a society, innit? Society is perfect, innit? Like wherever you go, you'll find the person who's going to commit sin or fornication or whatever, yeah. And you'll find criminals. That's fact of life.
That's just bread and butter. Anywhere.
Yeah, that's bread and butter. I'm not. It just happens. It happens in society. But I know what I was trying to get at is that, look, if you want to really explain, why the South is still in trouble, yeah, then perhaps these are the things we need to look at, because these are issues that are happening down there.
From a northerner's perspective, is that what you're saying? I'd rather you say that. Words are. Earlier we were saying words are powerful.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, it's not even like I'm speaking as Somali, innit? That's all.
No, same here.
I'm with you as well. I'm not speaking as a northerner. I'm first and foremost, I'm Somali, innit? Like for me, our land is one, innit? Our politics is not one, as I said to you. Our politics is divided, yes, yeah. But at the end of the day, Somali people are one. So I'm trying to explain what's happening. I'm just trying to explain why, the South is still having issues down there, and why perhaps up the North is a bit more stable. Do you get it? That's all. Marka I'm not, I'm just purely speaking as a, as a Somali person, basically. I want to find solutions. I want to find
Yeah,
solutions. I want the
I think
Somalis
one of the
to
solutions
successful.
is one of the solutions is I think you have to be. I think the South has to be honest now.
Yeah, we have to be honest.
When I mean honest as well, innit? Yeah, and this is hope my brothers and sisters from the Comfort side can actually deep what I'm saying is we live in the year of information. Do you get where I'm coming from? We don't live in the age of middle times, age of whatever. We live in an age of where we're seeing things bang. It's happening.
Everything's there.
It's toast is
Right in front of your
happening.
eyes. Yeah.
Makarin karasid and musamasa makarson karso. Eli is showing the whole world what it is. So that's one aspect I look at.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. Yeah. No, just like when you look at like from a bird's eye view, yeah. And when you say, look, what are the fundamental issues in the South here? What is happening there? You can say, look, you've got an education issue, yeah. You've got family issue. What do you have like economic issues? You have you just got to look at it. So I'm just saying, like, if you look at one of the things I looked at is family values, innit? You get it? So when society breaks down, one of the things that you work on breaking down is the family, innit? You get it? And then you try destroying the education system. So you try taking the brain power from the society, and you take the intellectual power. You kill the intellectuals, or you kill all the the learned people and the scholars, innit? You either kill them or you exile them, wherever, innit? So, and you destroy the quality of the education system. And then you look at the spiritual system. Like you look at the spiritual system, and you look at how moral and ethical the religious people are. You get it?
That's true.
Yeah. So you're just looking at these factors. What's happening? If you look at the South, are these issues being affected? And you say yes, because the education system there is really, my friend was telling me the other day. He said, "Well, it's like people are just opening up, like they're opening up universities, in it, like right, left, center, in it, and like shops, in it, like you open like corner shops, in it, yeah." And people are they're going there because they want to get a certificate in it to say they've gone to university, but there's no quality at the end of the day, yeah. There's no quality delivery, it's just not, you know what I mean? Nothing is happening there, yeah. So the education system is affected, and the people who's churning out, yeah, are the cream of society, in it. You got if the doctor is messed up, he's gonna mess up everybody. If the teacher is messed up, it's gonna mess up everybody. If the engineer is messed up, it's gonna so like the education is something that you cannot mess around with, mate. It's definitely affected. And then you look at the family. What's happening with the family? It's divorce very high. What's happening? And how the girls treated. Are families together? Are they? Is the father staying with with his children? Is he taking care of them? Is he working for them? What's happening is that it's the family working together. Yeah, because I think if you raise your children well, then you'll have a healthy society. Yeah, but if the family is dysfunctional and broken and heartless, you're gonna have a dysfunctional and broken society, in it. You get it? So you got to look at what's happening in these areas, innit? And then you look at religion. Like you got all these groups now, innit? You got these fanatics, these Shabab people are just murdering everybody, innit? Like animals, innit? Slaughtering people like animals, innit? Spilling blood everywhere, yeah. And then you have all these different groups, people who are trying to mix religion with politics. Like use the religion of Allah to gain whatever they want to gain in this world. You know what I mean? It's a lot of issues.
How do you step up with them guys there? Because them guys there, I feel like they've got the biggest brainwashing influence.
Well, it's difficult, man.
Because they are another problem as well. It's like, okay, sometimes I feel like they're not there. They're not for progression. It's like, all right, cool. You just can't tell me to read a kitab and a hadith and boom, our problems go. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, but and
I hope people don't take that out of context.
Yeah. I hear what you mean. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, you're basically saying, look, the religion is the thing that gives you your values, innit?
Yeah, your moral, spiritual value.
Yeah. So if you don't have ethical, moral standards and values, then what kind of person are you? The religion is there to make you a better person. Do you get it? Yeah, because without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving us the guidance, okay, we'll be very close to the animal kingdom. You know what I mean? We'll be our bestial instincts. Yeah, we'll be dominating us. You get it? Yeah. But because Allah has given us this religion, we're able to refine ourselves. Yeah, and tame our animalistic instincts. You get it? Yeah. I'm able to control my anger. Yeah, I'm able to be charitable and be loving. Yeah, you know, I'm able to sexually discipline myself. You know what I mean? Rather than just let it rip. Yeah, and do whatever. Yeah, cause damage in it. Yeah, drop whatever. Drop your thing. You know what I mean? Dropping your thing everywhere. So it's like the religion gives you these things. It's foundational to life, isn't it? So if you're using religion for other than that, then you're really you know, you don't know, you kind of your whole thing is misplaced, isn't it? The whole thing is misplaced for you. You get it? Marka, you know, thing you don't, you know, it's you don't, you know, it's not, everything's from the bottom, innit? Well, foundational, innit? Marka, you know, it's yeah, that's basically, I think people have used religion for politics.
But we say for their own sinister gain.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, like Saudis, in it. Saudi, what's happening in Saudi? Somebody was telling me the other day. Look, they said like whoever, if the king wants to get something done, in it, yeah, and he uses the thing in it, the whatever, the you know, certain selected, you know, religious scholars in it, yeah, you get it. He's using him to get credence or some sort of credibility, yeah, in order to enforce certain, I don't know, certain laws or whatever, yeah. So one of the things you're gonna hear is like now somebody, he said to me, look, you know, like Imam of the thing of Makkah, yeah. He said that look, they're beginning to tone down the way they speak about like Israel, innit? Yeah. So like the way they speak about them.
Even the other day I'm hearing, yeah.
Yeah. So
you know,
eventually, yeah, I'm trying to do that. Yeah.
You see the Aidan?
Yeah.
I'm hearing certain times they tend to say close the, you know, knuckles, you know, the loud like speakers.
Yeah, so I'm just saying down there, there's a lot of this. You would think, you know, as an outsider, look, there's a lot of mixture of religion and politics in it, and I think they should separate them. They're not, you know what I mean? It's kukasan ma. Waxaan diinta Ilaahay weeyaan. Tana waa siyaasadna waji ma laha. It's pragmatic. It's just, you know what I mean? It's always moving and changing. You know, magarate. And sometimes it doesn't have any values in it. It's got interest. Yeah, it's got interest. Like it's got no foundation. It's got no principles. It's got no standards, isn't it? Generally speaking, I'm saying it shouldn't have, but it's just the way politics works in the world, isn't it? Yeah. So you shouldn't mix religion with that. You know, religion is the thing that is crucial to life, isn't it? Yeah. So, you know, it's like if you go to school now, people go to school thinking that, oh, they're getting an education. Yeah. Yeah. But actually, you go to school to basically get knowledge or skills to make a livelihood for yourself, for your family. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got. No,
but isn't the schooling system sort of programmed as well?
Really, that's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying.
Like, really deep that as well. That's sometimes the school teach you what you need to know, or does it teach you what? The curriculum. I don't know. I don't know. Is it another deprogram placing?
No. I'm just saying, like, when you go to school, schools basically they try to
come through that.
Go. Yeah. So I'm talking too much. Yeah.
Ibrahimo, can I say something about the education system? You've both got a point. Like you go to school to learn, to get education, but at the same time, since we're living in a Galo Masuk society, it's also for programming. That might go against our daqan and our way of life. If you look at the school system, some things are appropriate to learn, some things are not appropriate to learn. But since we all went to public schools, secondary schools, we have been brainwashed with some things we don't want to learn, but are not.
But like, like, I think, you know what the point I was trying to make is that look, people go to school now to learn the skills to earn a livelihood. Like, you know, you go there, yes, and that's basically the primary reason, isn't it? You know, you go to school to get employment in it, yeah, to enter the job market, yeah, to earn a living basically, yeah. So that's an education for earning a living. But what about education for life? Yeah, education for earning a living and education for life are two different things. Marka, that's what I'm saying. This is where the parents comes in is crucial. That actually the best education is the education provided by the parent. So if you have these mismatches where basically the child is being confronted by two conflicting values, this is where you come in and stabilize. Do you get it? Yeah. This is where it's a parent that our parents have to come in. We have to we have to provide that stability to our children, innit? Yeah. Um, and I think if the parent is not if he's not involved or he doesn't really know what's going on with the education system,
They don't
then,
know. Most parents
then
don't know.
yeah, and
Most
the child is gonna be in trouble, innit? The child is gonna be in trouble, innit? Um,
now, Ibrahim, let me
yeah.
ask you: how many Somali parents know that ciyaalkoodii kay baranayaan in meesha dugsigooyinka iyo dugsiga duday ay garanayaan kay dugsiga ka baranayaan haa maya runta iska sheegnaa
badankoodu ma garanayaan, yeah, badankoodu ma garanayaan, yeah, badankoodu ma garanayaan, innit? Badankoodu, you're right, badankoodu ma garanayaan, innit? So it's true. I mean, and this is what we have to do, innit? We have to,
if you look at the
yeah,
hypocrites, if you look at the other way around, yeah, parents
yeah,
complain inankaygi waxan xun u baratay walaashaydii inantaydii waxan xuni ka baratay,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but they don't take active involvement. Like, let's talk about kuwa
Yeah,
bulshadooyinka
you're right, man.
muslimiinta in terms of parents taking an active
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
That's what I think we're lacking, and I
Yeah,
hope
no,
you could shine a light on that.
no, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah. So I'm just like, thing is like we live in England, innit? The thing is, we live in the UK, innit? And the thing is, fact is, your child is going to be taught, a central curriculum. That you have no choice over, innit? That's the given. That's the given, innit? Marka waxa weeyaan, it's like thing is, we've got you can you got two you got basically you've got three options in it. You can try, if you can afford it, you can try sending your child to a Islamic school, right? You can support your child and try to be the person in the middle that kind of bringing some sort of balance to that situation, yeah. Or you can just move your child. You can move your family to back home, innit? There's nothing wrong with that. It's an option, yeah. I'm against people moving to Arab countries, in it, yeah, or any country other than their own country, in it. I'm against that completely, yeah. If you're gonna leave England, if you're gonna leave America, yeah, then you're better off. You're better off taking your child. You go together. Don't send your child, 13, 14-year-old child to Somalia and think magic is gonna happen, in it. Yeah, it's gonna turn out. No, you make a plan, right? Get something together, move for good, raise your children there. When they become adults, they can come back to whatever, come back to America, whatever, the West, to pursue their education or to work or whatever. Yeah. Um. So I think they've just got three options in it. There's nothing. I mean, curriculum's the curriculum. These things are gonna happen, in it. And it's gonna, and I think it's gonna become even more liberal. You know that. The curriculum is gonna become even more liberal, mate. Wallahi, in the future. Looks like like 10 years time they're gonna revamp the sex education, especially the curriculum, in it. They're gonna revamp that, in it, completely. Um so yeah, that's what I think.
Ridley, what do you have to say about that? Ridley, what's your thoughts on it? Walal.
I don't know
I mean,
what the other guys
I
would
mean,
say on it.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like it's like your Ibra says, still like they're gonna turn everyone to homosexuals and fags with the education
Ridley, in
system.
Canada, it's the same situation. Sorry to in
Yeah, I don't
Canada,
know.
are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
experiencing the same problem as Somalis experiencing in UK, like the curriculum, like they're
I mean,
forcing
yeah,
people to learn this shit.
yeah, man. Yeah, I think Canada's worse than the UK. I don't know. UK seems still a little more conservative. I think Canada is just a fucking shithole of liberalist bullshit. Every major city has a gay movement. Gay flags are everywhere, bro. I don't know how it was in the UK, but there was a gay flag in every 1 kilometer radius, bro. You go somewhere, Home Depot, a place where people go out to buy tools, and like it's basically like where like
Oh
men
God.
go to buy stuff and it had a flag. A car dealership had a gay flag. As wallahi, as soon as it hit July 1st, that flag came down fast, yo. I was like, damn, they took that flag down quick. It's like they knew they were following the calendar this year, yo. It was hilarious, bro. You know what I mean? But all in all, though, the education system is a threat. Ibrahim hit it on the nail. Like, yeah, they don't teach us how to make a fucking livelihood, bro. Like, it took me like four, 3 years out of high school to figure out shit, bro. The school system is a fucking sham, bro. They don't teach nobody anything, bro. And your parents
Canada,
don't.
yeah, Canada,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fucking bullshit, bro. Like even like the whatchamacallit, just the way how they teach kids, man. There's
Yeah,
a system here in Canada called applied and academic when you hit high school.
yeah.
Academic means classes that prepare
But
you
you know,
for
Ridley, you know what's even fucked? You know what's even fucked? If you go to a third world country, they'll teach you like how to make a mobile phone. They'll teach you like a lot of things that you learn at a young age. But in UK or Canada, they'll teach you this LGBT crap at the age of 8. While in places like Africa or India, they're teaching you how to fix a mobile phone.
Yeah, no, that thing is becoming it's too muscular, bro. It's too aggressive. What and this, this is just too
Alright,
hyper.
lads, I'm just
It's
gonna go
hyper.
to the shop here.
Yeah, yeah, all
I'm
right.
in the back. If any of you don't need me, just say I'm in the back, innit? Just
Yeah.
gonna go
Hurry
to the
hurry
shop.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be long? You're gonna be long.
No, no, I'm running it all day. So if you just if you case you drop off or someone's trying to add themselves,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
just let me know. Say Khalid, someone's in the back, innit?
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna go get something to eat and come back quickly.
All right.
Hey, who's boycotted about hey Ridley, what do you think of Gillette, bro, man? I
Yo, let
boycotted
me
that
ask you
shit
a
like
question
what,
though.
2 years ago?
Let me ask you a question though. Let me just switch it up a bit. Where I was on Instagram, right? There's this loser ass Mano. He said this. He said, hold on, let me read it again. I sent it to Khalid. I hope he can post it on this thing. I'll read it to you guys. I don't want to get your opinion on this. You know what I mean? I want to get your opinion on this, right? It said men have to now. Okay, no, this guy asked this. What went wrong with marriage in this generation? Men don't trust women. Women feel like they don't even need men anymore. What the fuck was the spark of all of this? And this simp said men have to get women to like them now. A lot of men are not likable. Let's be honest about the situation. How many generations of men in history have ever had to get women to like them in order to have a woman with them? We're probably the first to ever. Probably the first to ever have this. So nobody wants what to do. We're 2 generations removed from when women not being able to have a bank account without a man. 3 or 4 removed from when they couldn't buy a home, couldn't work, couldn't get education, they couldn't do shit without a man. Women quite literally used to need a nigga, so they had to be somebody regardless if they liked the man or not. Today, truthfully, don't. They can leave your ass and be perfectly fine. Hell, some of them might be better off. Your grandfather was probably a horrible husband. A lot of men with the same relationship they saw their families had, but never thought to ask were their women happy in those situations. The real answer is a lot of them weren't. What do you guys think about that?
Well, if you look at it, women will be, and if you look at millennial women, if you look at especially with the COVID and all this madness, women only need men nowadays for monetary gains. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what I think though?
And
I
then
think
if you
that
look at
an
it, these
idiot.
these
Wait,
women
let
in
me
their
just say this.
you
Let me
could be
just
a
say
guy
this.
in his early 20s studying to be a
Yeah.
doctor, and an attractive girl in the early 20s wouldn't want you. She wants to go with a bad boy or sugar daddy in his probably 60s. That's hypergamy for you. Wallahi billahi. And 13 years down the line, they'll complain why I
Marriage.
can't find anybody because they either went for the bad boy or the sugar daddy.
No, no, no.
The only time
Because
the only
I don't
time
know.
is
For women,
when they
first of all,
need men is when you got.
women have no say in marriage. Women have no say in marriage. They just have to say yes or no. That's all their say is. They can reject the proposal or they can accept the proposal. Men are the ones that are gatekeepers. If you are a millionaire or make six figure like 250K or more a year, you know you can do whatever the hell you want. Like you can marry who you want, whatever you want. You know what I mean? The world is the man's oyster. For females, they're limited to options. You know what I mean? Finding a specific man that has monetary gains, this and that. The guy is bullshit. He said men not have to be now. Men have to women have to like men, and men are not likable. Like that's some bullshit. And the man says this too. He's a fucking simp. It's retarded to say this type of shit. This is what I like about this because it's gonna completely brainwash these women. This is why you have to invest in dildos and vibrators in the next 10 years, bro. The fucking stock is gonna go up, bro.
Of course, of course. You, hey Ridley, what do you think of this? You know, I was looking at like Italy, for example. You know, Italy, their population is dying, like like similar to Korea. Like there was this town in Italy, they had to shut down the hospital because no one's giving birth. That's how fucked it is, bro. I'm not surprised Canada's not at that level yet, where hospitals are closing down.
I mean, so you're telling me in Italy they're not having kids no more, right? That's because God laws don't value
Of
children
course
anymore.
not.
Let me
Like,
say this. Let me say this. They don't marry for they don't want kids. It's too expensive to have kids. It's too expensive to marry. This is wallahi. This is the perfect time for people, for Africans who are poor, to strike. So if today a war happens, they will have no more offspring to replenish the population. And when their population dies, they have nothing to do. This is the female agenda and the people's agenda to create these type of bullshit. You know what I mean? And then they let them die off, man. Who gives a shit, bro? Let these people, let all this multiculturalism shit happen. Let these people die off. Once we keep loyal to ourselves and create our own people, we're going to have a strong country and a strong community. We can't let these people influence us, man. They're losers. You know what I mean? A fucking simp said, the man even said it, that men have to be likable. No, it's because bro, if man has money, a bitch likes him. Simple as that. That's the reality of the situation. She likes money. We want submissive and cooperative and team player type female. They want a guy with a bank account that's heavy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if this whole thing is, when you look at it, it's this hyper liberal thing agenda. It's anti-human in it. That's what it is, because it's just actually a threat to it's a threat to human existence, uh,
Bro,
essentially.
just look
Yeah,
at this.
because like you want to sell everything up. Like nothing is actually nothing is left alone. Everything is to be sold, isn't it? And that's unfortunate. Like they want to put everything on sale, in it, and destroy different cultures and different languages, and just have one value system, one language, one whatever, one even one country.
it's already
Um,
happening.
it's already happened, yeah. So it's like and the people, they want people to be gods unto themselves, and that's the other thing, isn't it? And just basically, it's the whole thing is just the whole thing is demonic, man. It's just
It is demonic. Like
yeah,
Ibrahim,
it
do you
sounds
think?
like, like it's just like it speaks like a it speaks like a demon, man. It looks like a demon, so it must be it looks like. So I think it's demonic, mate. That's what I think.
Of
Like
course.
and
No, but what I'm trying
like,
to do, you know, I talked about this last night on the stream. Like, what
yeah,
do you
yeah,
think of like tolerance? Like, if you're too tolerant of everything, what if you, because that's where at least there's if you look at multiculturalism and cultural Marxism and all this madness, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
all this fuckery is happening because you're too tolerant. You're a day off who's tolerant of everything. That's the
yeah,
downfall of society when you're too tolerant of things that you know is wrong.
yeah. I mean, I think obviously, you as as an individual, you can only take care of your own self, innit? You can only kind of look after your own values, innit? And if you have family, you can only kind of you can try your best to to raise your family how you want, innit? But obviously there are, I think they call it the macro, like bigger issues, structural issues. I mean, if they're tolerating everything, then that's there's nothing you can do about that, unless you want to find a different space. So I'm saying, so if you leave this space, a space that you don't feel that you can connect, that you can that you belong, yeah. Then, like, because if you can't see your values in the space you're in, yeah, then it's like you're gonna end up living a double life, innit? Yeah, you're gonna end up having a split personality, and that's what's happening. A lot of these young kids, because they're living in a conflicted spaces, right? They're living split lives, innit? Double lives, yeah. So like the girl, maybe it's some of them, not all of them. Some, I don't want to generalize, but I'm saying some kids, like Like they dress and act in a certain way when they're in the workplace or uni or school or whatever, yeah, with their friends, yeah. You get it. And when they're at home with their parents, they're all like everything's hunky dory, like you know what I mean.
What are you
They
talking
put on
about? For example, are you talking about Hodden, for example, who dressed all conservative, but she's she's telling her, "Hoy, I'm going to bed." Yeah, and next minute, bam, she's running. She jumps out of a window. Yeah, she puts something. You know that thing we throw outside,
yeah.
like
I mean,
some
you see a lot
ropes,
of
and
the
that
kids
we
will
go to
like
a
how,
party.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Sabrina the Teenage Witch shit situation.
yeah,
Nah. But I'm just telling you, you got to take active role. Yeah, Ibrahim, my brother. Yeah, and Ridley, you have to take an active role
No, we
in your
have to, man.
children's life. If
Yeah,
you don't,
no, you're right.
I would advise.
You're right. I
gotta
agree
take
with
them
you,
for
man.
walks and
100%.
shit.
Yeah, like you have to put your fight. The thing is, both of you in it, because this is the thing, and you have to be very careful about where you're gonna have your children in. That's the other thing. Like if you're gonna have your
Because it's
children here,
difficult. Let's be
yeah,
honest,
well,
yeah.
like if
It's
you're gonna have your
difficult to raise kids.
yeah, well, like if
It's
you're gonna have
difficult
your
to even
children
control
here,
kids.
yeah, if you're gonna have your children here, bro, well, you got your work cut out, innit? Wallahi, I wouldn't. I mean, I would be very, very careful about having children here, man. Like, wallahi, if I was like, well, like maybe 20 years ago, yeah, bit better, innit? But now, like, wallahi, in my case, it's risky, mate. Wallahi, having children here it's a risky thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, our worry should be that we got so many young people in the diaspora, in it, especially in the Western countries, in it. Young Somalis who've gone there like when they were baby kids, Somalis who have were born there, Magarate, who are into the who are into the third even fourth even generation, Magarate. When you have all these people down there, and then somehow and they coming back, and they decided to come back, yeah, they decided to come back to Somalia, to our homeland. Yeah, they're gonna affect the whole kind of ecosystem, in it. You get it? Now that's the trouble, innit? They're gonna bring their ideas in it, their ideas and their way of life, yeah. And they're basically putting the whole place at risk, because obviously they've got clout, they've got whatever, they've got connections, but their values are very alien, in it. So they go there. I mean, I'm not in general. Yeah, in general, yeah. They come
Ibrahim,
there
but
and
it's
they
not even
whatever.
about
And
the diaspora. What about internet? Since we got the fastest and cheapest internet
internet,
connection, you have to
yeah. No,
remember
you're right. You're right.
the
Yeah,
internet is
yeah.
bringing a lot of filth
That's
to the
true. That's true.
homeland.
Yeah, no, that's true. But at least, like if people become a bit more conscious in it and they have the right, if they have the right mechanisms in place, they can start. I mean, and they can maybe start. They can start protecting the kids in it, and they can, you've got, you got resources in it. You can do something about it. Yeah. But here, like, other than like what you can do at home, innit? You really can't do much, innit? Beyond that.
You know
What I mean?
Ridley, what do you think of this? Forbes, yeah? I'm not the Forbes. Are people back home here? No, if you go to Somali diaspora, imagine when you go up Somali, what information you find about Somalis in the UK. But you think back home, people have got a clue about Somalis, what they do in the diaspora. Since like Idris Mahatman. Allo,
Yeah.
Edna شفت المقسينكا
I'm still
أطلع
there. What's happening?
ما يفهمني. Did you understand already? I'm talking about Gorbajoga. I'm assuming what is
Yeah.
Somalida back home? What do they think of Somalida about Gorbajoga? How much knowledge do they have about Kahunta Somalida Kagabadan? How do they find this information? Because of course Somalida في إنجليز ما هرلان. Like I'm assuming how do they find out shit about knife crime وحاس?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's ICT in it, it's social media in it. Like you got the power, you got the power of technology there in it. You got all the different magarata. It's pervasive in it. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? Marka, because you've got that interconnectivity now in it. So it's they've and that's it's there, but at least if you're in a space you own, then you can try to regulate and whatever, and try to mitigate what's happening in it, the dangers in it. But I think one of the things they do is that people lack critical, especially back home in it. People lack critical thinking skills in it. Like they just take everything in wholesale in it without actually assessing the issues at hand. Yeah, without actually interrogating the issues that are there, the ideas that are there. Yeah, they just adopt it. Yeah, wholesale. You know what I mean? That's problematic, isn't it? It's like you got so many kids, young men now, who dressing and who are behaving like the people they see on on MTV or whatever on the internet. Yeah, the whole kind of persona is just copying in it. It's cut and paste, and that's problematic. Well, like that is problematic when you just all you do is
What
just
I tell you,
follow other
like, what
people.
I tell you, you have
Yeah,
to basically
get it.
watch out for the qurum. You have to regulate the qurum. You can't let
Yeah,
the
yeah.
qurum come
I
in.
agree with you, man. That's why. Yeah,
Because let's
definitely.
be
Yeah.
honest, yeah, basically, right, yeah, MTV's qurum is degenerate. Or qurum.
Yeah, it's
No, I'm
popular
not. Wallah,
culture,
I'll
innit?
tell you something.
But they
Wallah, I
don't
don't
know
even
that.
watch TV. 99% of fucking TV, I would have not said this back in the day, yeah. Back in
It's
2006, I've never said this.
grimy. Yeah,
But
yeah,
TV
yeah.
now
No,
is 99% qurum.
yeah, no, yeah.
It's
It's not.
qurum.
But you're right, man. I agree with you. Well, wait, it's not. Yeah, it's 99% grime, innit? It's filth and grime, innit? Like, but the people down there, they don't know. They think this is this is high culture, innit? Yeah, they think it's all like it's a mark of flipping of being civilized and whatnot. Yeah, but it's a sign of degeneration. They don't understand. Like there has to be the education system and the elders around them. People are a bit more worldly, yeah, who've been to these countries. They need to advise them, the right way, and say, listen, you have to have, you have to have these filters in it, these intellectual filters, that will actually enable you to separate the good from the bad in it and the ugly. And a lot of it, I think, is education system, innit? The education system is not. I think we need to back home. It leaves a lot to be desired, innit? It's just a very in terms of quality, it's just not there yet, innit? It's not there. And I think we need to prioritize that, innit? That's very important because people just believe in whatever. Otherwise, they can very easily be duped into situations, innit? Into ideas, dangerous ideas that they don't know anything about. Yeah, because every idea has a context and a history in it and a purpose. And
They
if you
should
don't know the
invest in
history of
the.
the idea, if you don't understand the context and the history on the purpose of the idea, then you're basically you're just like you're basically behaving like a donkey, innit? Yeah, you just carry whatever you put on your back, you carry it. Yeah, like metaphorically speaking, innit? Whatever idea that comes, you just take it, innit?
I want to know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to know about back home, right? Yeah, I want to know if they teach like mechanical engineering or
Where?
in Somalia. I'm just teaching. Do they teach you how to certain courses? Like if you want to, let's say, I'm just thinking, do they teach certain courses in Somalia, like mechanical engineering,
Oh, they
is
do that. They
certified
do that.
by?
Yeah, yeah, they
No,
do
but I'm
that. But
trying to say, one trying to say to you, do they have like
yeah,
a regulatory frame, like the engineering? For example, UK has got the Engineering Council of
yeah.
Britain, something.
Mm.
But I'm thinking, does Somalia have? I've noticed we don't have regulatory boards
Oh, no, that's a good point.
that
That's a good. I don't.
regulate.
I don't think they have that, bro. You're right. Yeah, I don't think they
No,
have.
but
I
one,
don't. I don't think they have
like for
those
example,
bodies,
if you
man.
want to build a hospital, I give an example, Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Do you think it's impossible to build a hospital in UK? You could have like 50 million. It's going to be
Yeah.
difficult building it because they want to basically, regulatory. There's regulatory shit's going to get involved in that, yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah. No,
building a
that's true.
hospital.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're right.
But
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Somalia, I could just build a brand new hospital, state-of-the-art hospital. But Somalia does not have a national healthcare hospital care board that
Yeah,
regulates these hospitals. I
You're right.
might not
You're right.
even be fucking qualified. Like that's
Yeah,
the
no, you're
issue.
right. That's the issue. You're right. Yeah, they've got. That's the thing. They have to have these quality check bodies in it. They just don't. They don't have those bodies, man. They don't have those quality check bodies and these regulatory bodies, mate. They don't have that. And that's unfortunately this is the thing in it. I think it's more. This is more of a bigger problem. I think maybe in maybe in the south than the north, innit? But that's not. But I think I think there's yeah, that issue is there, man. It's just
You know what's even more fucked up? You know about Africa, right? Yeah, and many other countries. I used to ask myself, yeah,
yeah.
how come like universities do not accept like degrees from certain countries? I must have read this one time, right? Yeah.
Well, in the UK, you
I'm
talking about
not
the
read.
UK
I'm
now?
not read. I must have done research into this. Like,
You
there's
talking
like
about the UK, yeah?
1,000
Are you
universities.
talking about the UK,
Huh?
bro? You talking about the UK,
No, I'm
yeah?
talking about UK universities not accepting
UK
like
universities, yeah,
certain
yeah, UK, yeah,
degrees
yeah,
from
UK
certain
universities, yeah,
countries
yeah,
and America.
yeah.
Do you think it's impossible for a university to do checks on 1,000 universities across the world to verify their certification? I can go to bloody Borama University. I could
Yeah,
go to Armut University and do
yeah,
dentistry. And they're
yeah,
thinking, what the fuck does this nigga right here got his education from? They're gonna
yeah, yeah, yeah.
look at the university
Mm.
because people buy the certificates. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
no, you're
Even
right.
my
You're right. That's a
local
good point. That's a good
doctors,
point. That's a good
no,
point.
but my
Yeah, they
local
do.
doctors were Laba Hindi, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like what in their 60s, husband and wife, and that.
yeah,
Apparently, one of them copied each other's certificate, photocopied the certificate,
yeah,
and put
yeah.
on the wall.
It's dangerous, man.
Can you
Yeah, that's
believe that?
difficult, man. Yeah, it's hard to ascertain where they go. It's hard to ascertain these things. It's difficult, man. I mean, yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard, man. Yeah, I think
Like, do you trust a doctor
yeah,
back home to get Ilkaha done? Do you trust a doctor? Let's be honest.
I don't, man. Because yeah, I don't. How we go because it's the thing, innit? It's not. The thing is, as you said, it's not regulated, innit? It's not quality checked, and that's the problem, innit? It's not, and this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the reason why education is fundamental, innit? You have to get the education system right, otherwise, the whole thing is gonna fall down, innit? You're gonna have doctors that can't attend to patients properly, yeah. You're gonna have an engineer that can't build, yeah, to save his life. You're gonna have a lawyer that can't really, can't even take on one case, yeah. So it's just, it's critical, isn't it? It's critical, and
You know, Ibrahim, you know what's even
yeah,
more funny? You know what's even more funny? Where you could just
yeah,
go to in the UK, right? Yeah,
yeah,
you can never do this.
yeah,
You can go into a pharmacist, right? Yeah, say, listen, yeah,
hmm
I need Xanax, that
yeah,
antidepressant mental illness tablets, yeah, Xanax and that.
yeah, yeah,
They're gonna say no to you. You gotta have like doctor's prescription. You can go
yeah,
to bloody Hargeisa and that saying, well, Nabarunax and
yeah.
Scorin. Antonio Duenka Kininka Walita Kininkin Antonio Sruptan Antonio Yubalas hey
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Kukenina.
yeah.
Hi
That's
Kukenin Abram Kadonisa no I Donisa and Ku Ibinian. They're basically the drug
yeah. No, you're
dealers.
right. Yeah,
The
this
drug
is that. Yeah,
dealers.
yeah, yeah. No, that's just yeah. No, yeah. They've got issues down there, man. Honestly, it's like I mean, I don't blame them. It's just I think the whole setup's just it's just I don't know, man. It's the fallout from the frigging civil war, isn't it? That's the whole thing is just disintegrated, unfortunately. But inshallah, slowly, it's coming back. And Scarlett said we have to do our best in it to make things better in it, and just partaking really just
Inshallah.
reconstructing our society. It's not just like the whole society, yeah, because you know what I mean, especially the people in it, because you can very easily build a bridge or a house or whatnot, yeah. But to build a person is very hard. It is very, very hard, man. Yeah, and once that person is tampered within it, once that person's nature or his DNA, wherever his DNA or his very being, yeah, is tampered within it, is corrupted or whatever, is damaged. It's hard to repair that individual. You know what I mean? It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. So it's like
You know, I beg going
producing
now, right?
people is hard,
Yes.
man. Producing people is producing the right type of people is very, very hard. It's tough. Like it's not an easy
Uh-huh.
job, man. Like building the right type of people, it's not easy. Like I know I'm more concerned about the people in it than the actual infrastructure and all that stuff. Yeah, because it's hard, man. It's hard when a person breaks. Yeah, it's hard to kind of put that person. It's hard to bring that person together again. It's not easy. It's tough. So that's what I was saying. Nobody actually. I don't know if there's any studies that's been done by Somalis about the traumas of the civil war, the problems it caused, and like years of poverty in it and economic hardship. I don't know what psychological and mental problems it caused to the population, Somali population. Nothing. I think no studies have been done on that. I think, yeah, but that's a real issue, man. trauma is a real thing. You know, a lot of people are, a lot of Somalis are traumatized for life. But they don't want to, they don't want to admit it. That's the thing, because culturally, it's, you know what I mean. It's inappropriate, isn't it? If they don't, you know, people don't like talking about their, you know, mental health and all those issues. It's like it's a stigma. They'd rather keep it under the carpet.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, guys, I don't even know, man. Did everyone leave the party? I don't even know. Let me know. Let me know. It's the time now. I might have to. Yeah, I didn't even realize. Literally, yeah. As you guys could probably hear and see, I'm literally on my way. Trying to go grab something to eat. I don't even know the lads left. Yeah. What did FA say earlier? The Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I was laughing literally. I was eating something and I was crying when I heard that. I was like, oh my god, my man dropped it like that. First X-Men, now Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I think Broski spent a lot of time watching a lot of cartoons, you know that? She, yeah. Yeah, Musman, come on. Come on. I told you we're live streaming, my brother, man. This channel is all about everyone's opinions, innit? Literally, I stepped out to go to the shop to go grab something to eat. I left the boy Rad and all of that, so I was thinking, rah. Yeah, but guys, you know what I'm thinking of switching off a little bit? Let me know, because we've got a topic in like literally 4 hours. Oh my god. I really don't give a fuck. Fuck are you on there, Tila? Fuck's wrong with this?
Nah, so Subway? Nah, man. I just went to go grab a quick pizza, bro. Yeah, no. But listen, guys, I'm gonna shut it down. Catch you lot in about 4 hours time. 8 o'clock. We got that big conversation. We're gonna be talking about Somali beta males, week in the community, week in the nation. See, I already know. See you in a couple of hours time. I think so.